Libra, Leo Nation, Leo. This is a general reading. This means that not everything that's mentioned here is going to be a perfect fact in your situation. Listen to what resonates, disregard which is obviously not your message. Please avoid making any rash decisions based on a general read. If you'd like a read based on your own personal energy, you can of course book me for a session on my website, which happens to be AngelicAscensionsTarot.com. Also available coming up is the next upcoming session of the beginner and intermediate tarot classes. Information will be posted pretty soon on my website if you'd like to get in on that. Email me or simply book on my site. We're going to talk about delicate topics. Take it as a trigger warning, Leo. Let's dive in. Let's see what's playing out for you over the next 7 days. There is a Libra in your situation. Not a surprise. You usually do see a Libra in your situation. Some of you might be Leo with Libra placements. Somebody has a lot of guilt about the situation. Possibly this Libra. Maybe somebody has some guilt about the past, maybe about the way that something went down. It seems like, Leo, maybe you're kind of pulling away and maybe you're taking some time to regroup, recalibrate, and to pour into yourself. Because it does look like your spirit guides are truly saying your healing is of the utmost importance, especially around this period of time. Leo. Let's see. What's playing out for you? Maybe somebody wants to feel wanted. Maybe it's you. Maybe around this period of time. Maybe, or maybe not even just around this period of time. Maybe this, we're talking about the past. Maybe in the past, maybe you did feel unwanted by somebody. Maybe you did. Or maybe somebody just needs to hear this from you. Interesting. The sun, that would be you, Leo. Leo. It looks like you're having a disagreement with someone around this period of time. Venus, Libra, and Taurus. So this might have something to do with, yeah, you're not giving anybody, somebody in particular feels like maybe ignored, feels like you're not giving them the time of day. King of Pentacles is on the scene. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Scorpio joins us. You blocked somebody. You blocked them, but you'll soon speak to them. You might speak to a child. Some of you, maybe you are having disagreements with the child, or your children are possibly arguing. Maybe they're bickering, having disagreements amongst themselves. So yeah, you're not talking to somebody, possibly because they put you in a third party. Third party could be that you don't like who your ex is with. This could be your ex. Spirit guys, who are we talking about? We're talking about the past, so chances are this might be an ex that we're talking about. You blocked somebody, or you're definitely not talking to them because somebody feels like you haven't spoken to them in a while. Leo. You ended something. Somebody feels like you're upset with them. Maybe this is somebody you were engaged to or married to, or they married somebody else, and that would have been the betrayal. Somebody's name is Julie, by the way. Somebody married somebody. It seems like you're turning somebody down. You're turning somebody down, yeah. Or somebody feels like you're going to. Somebody might feel very rejected by you. I can definitely tell somebody feels very threatened by you. This might be at work. Because it definitely feels like somebody doesn't want you to shine. They don't want you to win. Somebody feels like you outdo them at work. And yeah, they have like this weird vendetta against you for no reason, except their own insecurity. So I think you have a recurring situation with somebody, possibly an Aries. Aries is on the scene. Sun, moon, or rising, by the way. Somebody's very aggressive. Somebody has some habits that the other person can't stand. Or maybe this is you. Maybe this is why you're taking a step back from relationships. Maybe that's telling you that you're focusing on your healing. Maybe that healing has a lot to do with self-awareness. Maybe there's some things about yourself that you're trying to change. Or maybe that's what who this Libra is in this situation. The Queen of Cups, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. Pisces specifically. Yeah, there's obviously been a breakup. Some of you are in the thick of this now. Nine of Swords about the situation. You got a lot on your mind, and it seems like you're confused. It seems like there's an answer that maybe you're trying to, like a riddle in your mind that maybe you're trying to figure out the answer to, and it just seems like you don't know what to do about this. The riddle might be this person. And for some of you, what's confusing is how to start a new cycle, because you're burnt out of the old cycle. Whatever you were doing in the past is not working. So it seems like somebody would like to approach you, but they feel like things you end up in recurring situations. So somebody wants to start fresh. You feel rejected by somebody, or somebody feels rejected by you. Maybe now you're expressing how you feel. And maybe now this is right timing. Or this is what someone is maybe questioning about. Is this the right time? Should I approach so-and-so? Because it looks like somebody wants to make steady improvements to this. Because it looks like, by the looks of it, something looks pretty damaged. Maybe somebody's ends, by the way. Random side note. Some of you that are in a third-party situation, somebody is letting go. Or this is spirit guide saying, hey, don't hesitate to walk away from something. If it's not really, if this is something that you realize is not really going to yield any positive results, or it's just not going to be a healthy situation, spirit is saying you might want to walk away. Maybe this was somebody's solution to the situation, is maybe they just needed to give the situation a little bit of time to cool off. And maybe now they feel like they should approach you. Something's been this way for a while, though. Maybe you blocked somebody for a while. You haven't spoken to somebody for a while. Somebody feels like you've been pissed off for a minute. They feel that way. Some of you are in the thick of this week. Maybe you're having a disagreement with your partner, or disagreement with whomever this happens to be. It seems like whatever you're having a disagreement about, this person is really thinking about it, kind of heavy, and you want to talk to you. You had a breakup with somebody. Trust me, they're not immune to the breakup. They're really feeling it. They're grieving this. They're feeling very heartbroken over the situation. They want to pick up the phone, but they feel like you've moved on. Where they're assessing within themselves, is it best for me to move on? Even though maybe I want to pick up the phone and talk to this person, somebody's assessing, is this healthy? But I think somebody's been kind of having fun, doing their own thing for a minute since you've been in separation, but it's obvious that somebody's missing you. Even if it's not obvious to you, because this is possibly not somebody that really shows their true feelings. They might be pretending to everybody else that they're happy, they're on cloud nine, they're not thinking about you. But really, truthfully, they are. This person might have an addiction. You might know them as having this, or this is maybe like a codependent type of situation. Somebody could be very controlling, resistant to change, sort of thing. So I think somebody has issues with self-control, especially, as I mentioned to you, when it comes to addictions. So let's see. They want you, and what? They're checking you out online. You got some trolls online. Since we're talking about an online situation, somebody's trolling you. Or they have in the past, and this person pops back on the scene. Somebody wants you back. I mean, that's what I can see about this situation. I'm trying to figure out, what are they doing? They're going to communicate with you, but are they going to be direct and tell you that they want you? That you're the one that they've chosen? No. Some of you Leos, this person might say something. It looks like they want to, but this person feels kind of stuck emotionally. They're feeling very nostalgic. Something might be reminding you of them, making them think about you. Yeah, they're probably not going to say anything right now. It might not be the right time. Either it's a timing situation in their lives, because it looks like whomever you're dealing with is going through something. You are dealing with this person, or once upon a time you were. Obviously, maybe there's some absence here. Somebody's not around. I said they're missing you, so obviously they're not really around you as much as maybe they used to be. This person that you're dealing with seems very complicated. Leo, the reading can go vice versa. So they could definitely feel that it's you. I'm trying to figure out. No, they're going to overthink about this situation. They're thinking about you a lot. They're worried that maybe it's kind of too late. Yeah, this person is, they're overthinking. They're probably not going to approach you, but they're going to continue to think about you over and over again. Possibly bring you up in conversations when it comes to other people, but still acting like they're not really affected by the breakup, but really they are. They don't really expect that the two of you are going to really have a true reconciliation. So they're just going to sit back and sulk over the situation. Chances are. They love you. Even if this is not a romantic situation, and say this has something to do with your kids, and you're not getting along with your kids, and it's not evident to you that maybe this parental figure or this sibling, whomever this happens to be, really genuinely cares. They do. They do in their own toxic way. Maybe they don't show you love in the way that you need to be loved, but in their own toxic way, they do love you. They just might have a very, like I said, toxic way of expressing their love, but yeah. People pleasing, interesting. There's a card that I pulled. I wonder how much of myself I've lost in others. The pieces that remain, no one can notice. So yeah, maybe this is a people-pleasing situation. Maybe this is what you're doing at work this week. This is Leo. Okay. Let's see what's, briefly, let's see what's going on at work. Some of you might be going to the judge at work. I think you might be behind with things at work. Like there's a lot of demand on you at work. So that's what's going on with, yeah. The next 7 days, you might have a lot of distractions at work this week, Leo. Cross watching. Seems like there's a lot of hustle and bustle at your work. There's some people that seem like they get away with murder at work. Yeah, I was telling you, talents. There's something about, I was telling you, somebody feels like you outshine them at work is what this is. Maybe somebody might feel like you're receiving too much attention because of what it is that you do. At work, it feels like you're very focused. I know I'm reading for Leo, but I hear Libra and Scorpio. Let's see who this is. Let's see who to anticipate at work. We have Libra here, we got a Taurus here. Who is an issue at work this week? Who is it that they need a spot? An earth sign. Somebody with earth in their chart. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It seems like you work in a very competitive type of work environment. A water sign. Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio is usually a Cancer. Maybe you are Leo, Cancer, cuz some of you work in healthcare. Did I not say that? I think I may not have said that. Mars. This is a Leo. Scorpio. It's another Leo. It's another Leo for some of you. They have Leo somewhere in the natal chart. Scorpio, Aries. It seems like you butt heads with somebody at work, or somebody just does not like you. Maybe do you work with somebody that you like? You might work with somebody that you're attracted to. I think this is an ex of yours popping up. Maybe some of you work with your ex. That's interesting. Work with your ex. You live near your ex. It's a father figure that's popping back on the scene. That's who's popping back up. All right. What I'm gonna tell you is, you have somebody that's irritating to you at work, and for some reason, let's just say, I want to be like you. This could be a child, but I think that that's what this person's issue is. They don't like you, but they want to be like you. Why? Because it's something that you do. What's going on with Leo at work? Just looks like you're, I hear the word uptight. Maybe somebody is uptight. You're worried about a lot of stuff. You're going to work with a lot on your mind. And maybe it's hard to kind of feel calm and relaxed at work. Because again, it seems like there's something about a cycle that maybe you're trying to break. Maybe some of you could be getting your cycle this week. This would be a timeliness thing. Maybe you're showing up to work late, coming back to work late. You're doing something on the clock, possibly, that somebody is very watchful of. It just seems like there's a very menacing spy type of person that you work with. Maybe they're a bit aggressive. And it seems like maybe there's something that you want to say to somebody, because it definitely, I was telling you, somebody's trolling you. Maybe it's at work. Maybe some of you do work on socials, but maybe you don't. Somebody is saying something to you, saying something, doing something to you, watching you like a hawk. You feel burnt out. So this might come at a time where you might feel like you just want to say something to somebody. Maybe you do. Maybe you feel like you want to snap. This is somebody in your industry. It definitely feels like somebody's trying to hinder your progress in some sort of way. Maybe you're doing something in technology. I did say social media. Maybe you're having issues with social media. Maybe some of you, maybe there's something that you're trying to write. It seems like there's something that's timely that maybe you need to turn in this week at work. And I was telling you, you might have a ton of distractions around you. Random side note, some of you have a pet, and maybe it's time to bring your pet to the doctor. Maybe they're kind of overdue. Maybe you're making them an appointment, or maybe you're making an appointment. There's an appointment that maybe you might need to make it on time to. Seems like whatever this place is that you're going, maybe it is to work, or you got some place that maybe you're needing to show up on time to. Time feels like it's a huge factor. Seems like you're racing against the clock, but you're distracted. At the same time that there's a project that you're working on, you are concerned about progress. You're concerned about numbers. You're doing some laundry. Random side note, you're getting approved for something. That could be something having to do with credit. Maybe some of you are applying for a credit card. I definitely feel like you're getting approved for something. This could definitely be a callback from a job. Some of you, maybe you're ready to get out of this place. Maybe you're ready to write your resignation. It seems like I mentioned to you something about your talent. Some of you have the gift of communication. You speak, you're a messenger. It seems like somebody wants to silence you. Somebody doesn't want you to speak. Maybe your voice is kind of hoarse this week, Leo. Somebody wants to shut you up, but they can't. You must have air in your chart. Yeah. Probably do. We didn't say Libra. Maybe you have Libra. That was the first card out. Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. There's a Virgo that shows up to the reading. Usually, that's the case. Oh, yeah. If I'm reading for Leo, Virgo's going to show up. You're meeting with the boss. Some of you, you're definitely getting a job. You're getting a call back, it looks like. Some of you might be feeling like it's best to take your talent someplace else. So what you might be receiving, if this is you maybe kind of working outside of your realm of work, your normal realm of work, or you're picking up maybe a second stream of income, it definitely feels like you're receiving more attention. The momentum begins to build in your situation. It does feel like either this is your boss that you're having a clash with, or this is possibly somebody that thinks that they run you. Some of you, maybe you are your own boss, and this is what somebody envies. I was telling you, somebody wants to be like you. But yeah, your workload might be kind of hectic. It definitely feels like you're focused. And like I said, it just seems like there's somebody that's kind of like trolling you, getting on your nerves, getting on your case, or there's something that somebody is trying to do to disrupt something that you're doing. You shine. I was telling you, somebody feels like you outshine them in some sort of way. So again, something seems very competitive. So I'm trying to see like, okay, and what? Your discipline is going to go a long way with work this week. What are they trying to do? I don't think it matters really, because they're not really giving me much context about, okay, so you got a troublemaker at work, and what? For some of you, it's not you that's having a direct issue with somebody. It's somebody that, it might be your kids. They might be going to school. Maybe they're having this issue. They might be bullied. Maybe your kid plays sports. Maybe they're in cross country or something like that. Maybe you have a kid that's in sports. It's just a negative atmosphere. So they're telling me that somebody might approach you this week. Their intentions are negative. Or there's somebody that maybe is a question mark to you. Whether it's at work or this is maybe somebody around your family. Somebody in your situation does not have the best of intentions. So it seems like you might be kind of seeing this. Somebody feels like maybe you're not deserving of your position at work. So it feels like somebody's trying to go out of their way to sabotage you. Does it matter at the end of the day, Leo? No. But it might be something that kind of gets under your skin and kind of annoys you. And like I said, you might want to react to something that they're doing or saying. But I think what you're going to do is go about your business. I think you see what's going on. I think you're annoyed. I hope you're not drinking at work. Somebody might be going to work intoxicated, possibly. That might be something that's going on. But in the background of your situation, I feel like somebody wants to mend things with you. There's possibly an apology. You might be going through something, or somebody in your situation might be thinking about something kind of heavily. Maybe this is you providing emotional support, or looking for somebody that can give you that emotional support, that maybe understands you. It seems like somebody sees that you're emotional at work, and they might be trying to take advantage of your vulnerability. So be mindful of maybe the way that, I don't know, I'm not saying that you had to perform at work and act like you're not bothered. You're a human being. But it just looks like somebody is like capitalizing on the opportunity, given the fact that, you know, they can see that there's a lot on your mind, a lot that you're worried about. Some of you, maybe you're concerned about a job loss. You're concerned that maybe you're going to lose your job, because it looks like there's somebody going out of their way to maybe get that to happen for you. For some of you, it's not that they're trying to get you to lose your job. Some of you, maybe you're business owners. You have your own business. But somebody, because they work in the same industry as you, and they feel like you outshine them in some sort of way, they feel threatened by you. So they're trying to come in, like I said, maybe cause you to lose clients, lose business. This is somebody doing some negative energy, throwing some negative opposing witchcraft type of energy your way. You notice it, yes, but I think that your spirit guides are saying, carry on. Don't worry about what these people are doing. You might be, like I said, distracted by it. But what you might really be distracted by, what just caught my eye, is this court situation. This is a court situation that ends up popping back up. Whatever this is with court, it seems like something might need to be done in a timely manner, filed in a timely manner. You might need to get in touch with someone. There's some sort of deadline that maybe the court is putting up on you. This might be due to some sort of, do I want to say, a violent situation? The cops may have gotten called in your situation, Leo, a cross watcher. Or you're dealing with someone who has a court matter such as this. Especially if we're talking about like a DUI situation, or this is like a DV situation. I see something. It's supposed to be, reading is supposed to be condensed, but I can't act like I don't see what I can't act like I don't see certain things, so I'm gonna get to that. Hope I don't forget. But yeah, you got a court situation. Whatever this is that you're dealing with court, it seems like it's going to be important for you to be truthful and transparent. It might be difficult for you to do that, or it might be difficult for the person that you're taking to court with, because I definitely see deceit. Deceit, and then it looks like somebody may have caused a lot of chaos in your life, or this is possibly somebody that's creating a storm for themselves because of their, we talked about it, somebody doesn't have self-control. And this could definitely be a temporary situation. This could be a temporary situation that's fueled by alcohol, too much liquor. And it seems that maybe somebody has gotten themselves in a bit of legal trouble here. Maybe somebody has a court date coming up. But what has caught my eye is this, resurrection. As if something pops up again. There might be something that you dealt with before and you're having to deal with it again. By a certain date is what it feels like. It feels like there's a lot of, like I said, demand on you because of deadlines. Whatever this is with court, you're going to want to stay on top of this. This is going to be very important for you. If you have a court date coming up, you don't want to be late for this court date. You don't want to file things late. What's going on with court? You're procrastinating on something. Or this is a result, whatever is getting ready to happen is a result of the fact that maybe there was something that you needed to do to be prepared for court, but it's not done. And it seems like that might be an issue. So whatever this is going to be important. Take care of what's going on with your car, Leo, or cross watcher, because this whole timely situation, turning up to something on time, especially an appointment, maybe it has something to do with a mechanical issue that's going on with your car. So if you've kind of, maybe if that's what you've kind of procrastinated on, you might want to look into that this week. Getting your car taken care of, getting it looked at. It looks like something might be going on with that for some of you. Or this is with somebody around you. The court, it definitely feels like somebody's being deposed. Somebody's on the stand. Somebody's being asked a whole ton of questions. That's what this looks like. So I think preparedness is going to be important when you go into this court date. You or somebody around you. Your documents, your paperwork, there might be something that you need to write. Write or fill out. Maybe that's your lawyer. I don't know. But I think that you're worried about how this is going to play out. Spirit guides, you have any input? How is this? Are they going to give you an answer to what's going to play out? Some of you are traveling. I guess I'm going to put a pin in that, Leo. I will see if Spirit gives me more context about that. I'm going to go into what I wanted to make sure that I didn't forget to talk to you about. This isn't everybody's story, of course. The reading will usually pick up on what your blind spots are. You might be meeting somebody, Leo. Some of you, maybe you are dating somebody. Chances are this is a past tense situation, but some of you, maybe you are dating somebody. Maybe you're into somebody, you're talking to them, you're very attracted to this person. This person is very seductive. Right? It looks like this person has an agenda when it comes to you. They like you. They're not afraid to tell you that they like you. But it looks like something might be kind of moving kind of fast. If you're looking for a fling, you might have fallen into the right type of situation. If you're not, Spirit is saying, hey, there's some red flags with this situation. You might possibly, Leo, a cross-watcher, want to get as much information as you can about somebody's dating history. Because I want to tell you that somebody has a past. We all have a past. We've all done some things that maybe we're not proud of. Or we've mishandled situations. I'm not talking about situations like that. What I'm talking about is that somebody might have a violent past. Not saying that there's anything wrong with somebody having gone to jail, but I'm saying that you might want to be on high alert given the fact that maybe somebody they have the propensity to put their hands on you. They have the propensity to be violent. Something about this situation, the past situations may not have been healthy situations. This isn't something that Spirit wants you to overlook. But they're definitely saying take your time getting to know somebody. Because anybody can put on the perfect facade when they know what they want. Maybe somebody's trying to get you in bed. It seems like that's what somebody's agenda is. Or they're just looking for a fling. They're looking for a bed buddy, not a serious relationship. And it seems like maybe you got out of something where maybe you hoped that a situation would lead to something more serious. For some of you, this is your spirit guide saying, hey, watch out. Red flag when it comes to this person. Somebody may not have the same intentions as you. Somebody could possibly be married, Leo, or cross-watcher. Or they're in a live-in commitment, something that might resemble something like marriage. You might be taking a leap of faith, and there's nothing wrong with this situation. There's nothing wrong with taking a leap of faith, but they're definitely saying make sure this is the right type of situation to do that in. Because it looks like somebody comes in sweeping you off your feet. And you feel like, wow, I met my person. I met my perfect match. And for some of you, you have met the right person. But for others of you, this might not be that situation, and you might start to wonder, okay, wow, is something going on here that maybe I don't know? You're going to be noticing some red flags. If you notice some red flags about this situation, I'm not saying be paranoid, but I am saying that you want to pay attention to these things. Some things may not add up, or some things that this person is saying, you might give the side eye to. If you feel like something is off, you guys are telling you follow your gut instinct when it comes to this. I'll say this, yeah. Listen to your intuition. Like I said, it's not everyone's story. This might be one person's story out there that's listening. Somebody might, so back to this court situation. I was telling you put a pin in it, right? Somebody might be going to court because of a robbery situation. Somebody's trying to take something from me. Spirit guys, what's going on with court? Yeah, how does this go? Go, the time is right. Again, timing feels like it's important. Yeah, Spirit's definitely expressing something as far as time is concerned. How does this go? You guys are saying there's no need to worry about whatever this is. It seems like your spirit guides are throwing out signs to you about how to handle a situation. I'm also hearing about how to handle yourself in court. Maybe you're concerned about how to handle yourself in court, or you're concerned about how someone else may handle themselves in court. It seems like somebody's concerned about there being a loss. Maybe there is a loss of freedom, or somebody's concerned they're going to lose their family. For some of you, this legal situation has something to do with a divorce. For others of you, it seems like you're going to court because of a housing situation. Somebody might be concerned they're going to lose their place. There might be children involved in this. Maybe some of you are going to court because of a custody situation. Obviously, somebody needs to close the door on something. That might be your sign, because you guys are saying this is your sign. Maybe that is. Maybe somebody might need to close the door on something and let it go. Maybe this is what somebody is hoping that you will. But I also feel like there's somebody that you're saying goodbye to, Leo or cross-watching. Is there a pet that you lost? Seems like there's a pet. Maybe some of you have pets, or you're thinking about a pet that may have. If you have a pet that went missing, your pet may end up coming back, because it definitely feels like somebody's popping back on the scene. Oh, we didn't talk about this, right? A father figure. Some of you, maybe your father did pass. Or some of you, maybe this is you, maybe that's who this Libra is. 1 second. There's a child that might need a boost of confidence. Maybe they want to feel wanted. Might be a father that's popping back on the scene. This might be somebody you co-parent children with. Or maybe this is you healing. I talked about that that's one of the most important things this week is your healing and self-love. Maybe you had a negative experience with your father growing up. And this is you intentionally carving out the time to focus on your healing. Maybe to get some therapy or whatever the case. It seems like there might be a father figure that might be popping back on the scene. Or your father passed. It seems like something might be popping up that takes you back to a memory of your father. Maybe your father was a Leo moon. I'm not sure. Going to a concert? I feel like you're going to an appointment. I definitely feel like that is the case. Or if you, as I mentioned to you, you own your own business, there's a particular appointment. Somebody might need to hear something that you have to say to them. You're a messenger, I mentioned to you. And it seems like Spirit might be sending a particular person to you that needs to hear a specific message from you. You might be a blessing to somebody that needs to hear something specific. Or Spirit sends somebody in your path and you are the recipient of that message. A very timely one. You must have a pet. You have a dog? Yeah. Maybe your pet passed. Maybe you're thinking about them. And that might be them sending you a significant message. Because maybe they felt very loved by you. Leo or cross watcher. The advice, Holy Spirit, for the Leo Nation for the next 7 days. There's an Aries for sure. King of Wands. Yeah. An Aries for sure. We talked about the Aries, Leo, or Sag. The advice, Holy Spirit, for the Leo Nation. All of a sudden, I cannot speak. Somebody does not want you to speak. Leo, we talked about that. There's somebody that's not ready to hear the truth coming out of your mouth. So he doesn't want to hear the truth. So he wants to mute the message. Here, guys, you paint, Leo. You're very creative. There's a lot of flames in your reading. You're upset about something. A lot of anger. Your heart's desires. It seems like your guides are telling you to really focus on what makes you feel happy. Some of you sing. They want you to focus on what it is that you want. It seems like there is something in particular that you want. You want something in your life, and your guides are saying, bring it to you. It seems like you're magnetizing something to you. You're manifesting it. You've been going through some hardships. You guys are telling you they want you to be courage as you step through this. There's a lot of growth and wisdom that's going to be offered to you coming out of a situation where you're feeling like this situation is just wearing you down. You guys are saying if you allow it to be an opportunity for growth and wisdom, it can be. It seems like you're going through this for a reason so that you can be that messenger for other people that might be going through something similar as you. Or going down a similar path as you. Maybe it's your kids. Maybe you recognize something in your child that you recognize in you. And you wish you would kind of deviate from. You got many options. Maybe this is what you're confused about. Maybe you're not sure which option to choose. Your guides are going to be guiding you to the choice that is right. We were talking about whatever it is that you're worried about. You don't have to be worried. You don't feel like you have the answers to kind of figure it out. Your guides are telling you, they're showing you signs, especially somebody that passed away. They're saying, hey Leo, this is your sign. I'm with you. You're going to endure this period. You are. Some things have been anchoring you down, and now it's time to release. Your guides are telling you, let them take your burdens. They're guiding you towards renewal. So whatever this is that you're worried about, your guides are saying, we got it. God is not someone that's going to be overbearing and take something. You would have to ask. So this is your spirit guide saying, ask. If you need help, if you need guidance, whatever the case may be, you're saying ask. They're not going to overtake your situation. They're saying there's no need to worry. They're going to be sending in the right people at the right time. And some of you are moving. Some of you, maybe it's time to go to the ocean to do a spiritual cleanse, to get rid of this negative energy that somebody has thrown at you. They're telling you don't give up. You've endured a lot, and they're telling you don't give up. Need to get your vision checked, Leo. They're definitely telling you your discernment this week is extremely powerful. Pulled this card that said Father, so maybe this has something to do with your parental intuition. You might be kind of noticing something about a child. Maybe they're going through something. Maybe they have a lot on their mind. And maybe your intuition is going to lead you to have a genuine conversation with this child. Pay attention to what your intuition is talking to you about, because it definitely feels like it's trying to show you a lot of different things that maybe you thought you were confused about, but you're really not, Leo. You just be overthinking certain things, underestimating how powerful your intuition is. With that, Leo Nation across watchers, this concludes your 7-day forecast with Angelic Ascensions. Have a blessed, beautiful, productive week, Leo Nation across watchers. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out. Aries Nation. Aries, this is a general reading. Not everything mentioned here is going to be a perfect match to your situation. Take in what resonates, disregard which is obviously not your message. Please avoid making any rash decisions based on a general reading. If you'd like a read based on your own personal energy, you can, of course, book me for a session on my website, which happens to be AngelicAscentionsTarot.com. We're going to go over delicate topics. We always do, Aries. Excuse my voice. I'm getting over a cold. My voice is still a bit raspy. I think you'll still be able to understand me, though. Those of you who would like to get in on the beginner and intermediate tarot classes, check out my website for more details. I'll be updating it soon about the next round of tarot classes. We're always going to go over delicate topics. Trigger warning. Let's get into it. I'm also doing live personal readings after this live stream ends. So if you'd like to get in, the line is open. Right off the bat, what I can see about this, Aries, is you're about to receive some money. The money that maybe you didn't think was coming in, it was very unexpected, but it might be sprinkled into your account. Your financial situation begins to improve. Now, with this being the first thing in your situation, in your reading, it feels like this is what you're dwelling on. You're thinking about this, thinking about your money. Or this is somebody around you that might be concerned about their financial situation. Spirit's definitely coming in to protect you from some things. There's a lot of protective energy around you. You have a lot of choices this week that you're going to make. And your temper might be something that gets the best of you this week. So things may have been said. And these things that were said, words are powerful, right? Once these words have left your mouth, it feels like it's going to do what it's going to do. Somebody's definitely feeling some hurt feelings about something. If this is not where there's been conflicts, your spirit guides are saying something might be brewing between you and someone, because it seems like there's a lot of tension in the air between you and somebody. This feels like this already exists. For some of you, this could be something that could be happening, or maybe you could be witnessing. So people get into it. Just like Leo, there's a ton of fire in your energy. You might have more than one fire placement. There's something that's happening with you this week, Aries or cross-watcher. There's something that you're concerned about. You might have to wait for something. That might not make you feel happy, the fact that you have to wait, but it seems like you're waiting for something. Some of you, it seems like you're giving birth. Somebody could be in their final trimester of pregnancy. Maybe you're waiting to meet your child. You're having conflict with somebody. Some of you could be mediating an argument. Maybe you're the neutral observer to something, as I mentioned to you. Somebody might be, you could be suggesting a fair resolution to something. For some of you, where this battle might be is with court. Miss Dally Prophet 8713. Hey, you're exhausted. It seems like your body needs rest. And you might be trying to fight it, but your guides are telling you, no, give your body a break. It might need it. For whatever reason. Leo. I'm calling you Leo. This is Aries. Boom. 3 of Swords. As soon as I part the deck, excuse the glare. And this would be you, Aries. Or it's that Leo that I just mentioned. You have a Leo cross watcher. Getting into it with a Leo. Getting into it with another fire sign. Somebody has like significant fire placement. Maybe somebody might be like a Leo Mars. I'm opening for Aries, the world. All right, what's going on? There's an obstacle in your situation. Somebody, the obstacle is communication. The devil, Capricorn. Some of you, the obstacle is communicating with someone, finding a healthy way to communicate with them, finding a healthy way to get your point across. What's going on, though? Because I see other stuff, but I'm trying to see what's going on between you and this other person. You have an issue with your boss, possibly? Arguing with your boss? You're arguing because of a third-party situation. Third party doesn't always mean like a cheating situation. We don't have to be talking about like a romantic relationship. We could be talking about a family relationship. Somebody could be trying to come between you and someone that you love, or you and a friend that maybe you feel is like family to you. But yeah, I think you're annoyed, honestly, with somebody. I'm trying to figure out what's the context in the situation. You're annoyed maybe because of somebody's addictions. Maybe their addictions are fueling an argument. Maybe you want somebody to change. So be mindful of your words, as I mentioned to you, because there could be conflict between you and someone. It's not guaranteed, but it looks like somebody could be possibly trying to bust on the scene with it. It's their tone. Somebody's coming in assuming a lot, and maybe they don't have all the facts together. They might have limited facts about something, but they're going to assume that they know a lot about what's going on with you. Somebody's coming in kind of foul, to be honest. Aries across watching. They might be doing this in public or in front of a lot of people. Or this is something that already took place and you just have a lot of hurt in your heart about this situation. Spirit guys, what's going on? There's a lot of gossip in your situation as well. I was telling you, people think that they know, or this particular person thinks that they know the facts about you, but they may not have correct information. They might have missing information. They're misinforming other people through this gossip. You might hear or see from this, hear from or see this fire sign this week. This is possibly, I'm hearing your divine counterpart. Your partner is pissed off. This is either your ex-partner or soon to be ex. Maybe you found out that someone has been disloyal in some sort of way. You feel cheated. It just seems like you're feeling a bit sad about things. Maybe you feel kind of pushed out of somebody's life. And maybe you might feel like it's just very difficult to really have a conversation with someone, a healthy conversation, without there being arguments. So it seems like there might be somebody that wants to talk to you, but they're being pretty stubborn about this. Maybe it's because you found out about some stuff, they found out about some stuff. There's an Aquarius that pops on the scene. Somebody is coming back around you. They want to. Somebody realizes that there's some things that maybe you need to discuss. Maybe there's some things that you need to resolve between you and this person. Seems like a lot of damage was caused here. Whomever this is, Aries or cross-watcher, this could be you. Whomever this is, somebody's going through it, especially financially. Somebody might be concerned about their job security. Somebody's concerned about whether or not they're going to have a job. Get more information. So I'm telling you, somebody's missing information. They're gossiping about you. You're frustrated with this person. I don't think you're around them because it definitely feels like somebody has pictures of you, maybe in their phone, maybe you have a photo album or whatever. They're looking through some old photos of you, and it seems like this person kind of gets swept away and they start feeling kind of nostalgic about you. They definitely have seen the change in you, and they don't feel like you're really checking for them like that. Aries or cross-watcher. Some of you, what's going on is that there is a third party, as I mentioned to you. There's a lot of conflict. Somebody feels like something is up. Somebody's gut knows that somebody's lying about something, so that's where somebody's going to get some information. So somebody's kind of on the scene, kind of snooping around, trying to figure out what somebody's hiding. Somebody could possibly be going to a psychic about things, or some of you, maybe you are readers. Maybe this is what brings you to tarot, to kind of see what's going on, to get a truthful look into your situation, because you can't get the direct truth from this person. The truth is, I'm going to tell you, is that somebody's having an affair. Somebody has a very strong bond with somebody, an intellectual bond, and it seems like they're caught up in the situation. This is a cycle between you and this person. Chances are, Aries or cross-watcher, the people that this reading is genuinely for, this person does this to you quite often. This is somebody that you've been sticking with for a very long time. But somebody comes across as a bit controlling. Either it's the truth, or this is, I was telling you, there's gossip. They're venting about you. They might be saying, you're controlling. You control everything that they do. You micromanage their life. Okay? Somebody has gripes about you. For some of you, who's popping up is this on again, off again fling. Or on again, off again person. No, not a fling. They're your divine counterpart for some of you. Some of you might be getting into a brand new romance with somebody. You met somebody. Maybe you met someone online. And it looks like something is off to a great beginning between you and someone. Then what kind of throws things off is that this on again, off again relationship, this ex of yours ends up popping back on the scene. I told you there's somebody has these nostalgic thoughts about you. You kind of pop in their mind. They get to looking at pictures of you, and then they want to call you and talk to you. Maybe they want to see what's been going on with you lately. So maybe you might possibly have some small talk with this person, or at least that's how they want it to be. But you've been having arguments with this person. This is somebody you had conflict with in the past. And by the vibe in the reading, it doesn't look like things are great between you and this person. Or that you're kind of ready to drop it and act like nothing ever happened. But this person might be coming back like nothing ever happened. Not really with an apology. But like I said, acting like nothing ever happened. Acting like they didn't say what they said. They didn't do what they did to have you all annoyed with them. But yeah, they're coming back in. They want to talk. Spirit guides are saying, yep. That's the case. They do. Yes, they want to talk. You're frustrated with them. You're irritated with them, or they assume that you are. But I think somebody might be in a situation, as I mentioned to you, somebody could be approaching you maybe as a friend of yours. They're in a bind. They don't know what to do. Somebody may have felt like they acted irrationally. because maybe they were going through something. I'm not making excuses for anybody. I'm just observing what I see in the reading. Maybe somebody acted irrationally. They said some things that they didn't mean to say. I still think this person has too much pride to apologize to. Just my feeling. I could be wrong, but just my feeling. So how's this going to go? Somebody wants to fix this with you, but they feel like you have a lot of resentment toward them. This person feels shameful about the way that they did things. You'll never hear it from them. You probably won't, Aries or cross watcher. They have too much pride, but this person is looking at themselves like they're flawed. They know this. And I think that somebody might feel like they need to find a better way to express their anger. You might view this person as selfish. That all they, like anything pertaining to them is all that they care about. You might feel like this person is very superficial. They care too much about what other people think. You might definitely feel like this person is defensive, where they feel this way towards you. Like maybe you're not interested in hearing their perspective about things. So yeah, you got a history with this person. A lot of things have gone down. They don't know how to fix this. So they're feeling a bit discouraged, especially about their situation. And maybe they feel like you're somebody who's been there to help them. And maybe they're hoping that maybe you'll do this again. So you might spontaneously hear from this person. This might be very unexpected. It might be a bit shocking to kind of hear from this person when you pick up the phone and you look at your phone and you see a text from them and it's them. Some of you, it seems like you've been trying to send message. You've been messaging this person for a while. They saw your messages, Aries. Or you saw theirs and you just decided to not respond. But this week it feels like somebody might be curious enough to respond or to say something. It looks like somebody is trying to go out of their way to get your attention. So yeah, things might possibly shift between you and this person. Yeah, they are. They saw your message. Or this is you shocked to see that they said something. Some of you, okay, this person is going to find like a passive aggressive way of saying something to you. Rather than speaking to you directly and coming from the heart and being vulnerable, this person might try to trigger you. Maybe they might say something real passive aggressive. Maybe they're writing you a note or they're texting you or something like this. They send you a DM because they feel like that's the only way to get you to respond. Trust and believe somebody's watching something that you're doing or posting. And I was telling you, this is somebody trying to get some more information. Maybe some of you, you do something on social media and maybe it is catching a lot of attention. Somebody might be kind of glued to the screen, yeah, with something that you're saying. Somebody's really here for it. They're trying to, they're kind of taking in all the information that you're giving them. This could possibly be somebody that's kind of prowling around on the internet, kind of watching something that you're doing. Maybe maybe it's not intrigue. Maybe it's that they're nosy. Maybe this is you sharing on social media. Some of you, you might find that maybe you're oversharing because it definitely feels like somebody might be trying to get way too much information. Or you might start to feel like, hey, maybe I'm giving away too much information type of thing. So you got that going on. There is somebody running their mouth about you a bit too much. Somebody's having some conversations about you, and it may not even be that this matters like that, Aries or cross watcher. Maybe you already know. It seems like somebody's trying to air out your dirty laundry. On that note, yeah, I think you might be going to catch up on some laundry, Leo. Cross watcher. You do have somebody spying on you. The person is safe. What did I say? Leo. Yeah, you got a Leo in your energy. This is Aries. What am I trying to say? You got a spy in your situation at work. In your phone at work. You might be caught by your boss. You're scrolling at work because you're binge watching something. Something that you're thoroughly entertained by. Like you're distracted at work. You're on your phone. Don't get caught on your phone, Aries, across watching. Or this might be what's kind of taking up a lot of your time at work, is that you're distracted. It just seems like your mind is just full. It's at its max. You got so many things that you're thinking about. The daily grind is just too much. And so maybe you might feel like it's easier to kind of relax. But the thing is, you got some haters at work. Like I said, it's not that these people matter, but your guides are telling you they want you to know who's on the scene this week. You're very unique. You have a very, you're not afraid to be yourself. You have a very unique individuality about you. Some people find it very intriguing. Yeah. Like people can't seem to take their eye off of you. Aries or cross watcher. You might be very concerned about other people's opinion of you. Maybe. I'm trying to figure out what you got. Haters at work. That's who's watching you. These are the opinionated people. I think you might do something online. Maybe you post online or whatever. It seems like you're procrastinating. So this week it seems like you're playing catch up. There is a Virgo. There's a Virgo in your situation. What is this at work? Somebody you don't like? You might be getting into it with somebody. You might be getting into it with somebody. You might say something, maybe you won't. Your expression might say it all. Aries, maybe you don't have to say what's on your mind. No, you might actually say it. Somebody's might be trying to get you to have a back and forth with them. Somebody gets caught doing something is what this looks like. I don't know if you're having a back and forth with a boss or you're having a back and forth with a coworker type of thing. I was telling you that you got tension with someone and that tension is brewing. Could definitely be at work. There's this Queen of Cups at work. I'm going to leave it there. I think you have a troublemaker at work. I think you might know who this person is. And I think for you, this might be why one of the reasons why you're worried about your job. I feel the need to kind of dig more. What's going on? You're distancing yourself. I'm like, it's hard to believe that you'd be distancing yourself from a coworker like this. Maybe it is. But this feels like you're distancing yourself from somebody because you're feeling resentful. You've been feeling resentful with someone for months, and maybe the issue hasn't been addressed. Now, one of the issues could definitely be that somebody's addictions are beyond, like, out of control. And this is somebody possibly showing to work intoxicated. Is what this looks like. So it's telling you somebody's watching you. It might be your boss. I was telling you there's gossip. So somebody at work might be saying something to the boss, leaning into the boss's ear, talking about, yeah, so-and-so. Yeah, I see Aries on their phone all the time. Aries is doing a whole bunch of stuff on the clock that they're not supposed to be. You know, some of this stuff isn't true. It's gossip. But it definitely feels like somebody, like I was telling you, is a troublemaker. And this might be somebody that you think is a friend at work. But maybe they're not. So chances are somebody's true colors, you're going to see them this week. Maybe it's not happening with you. Maybe it's happening with a child. Maybe they're having some issues at work, at school, with the people, with their peers. Maybe they're going through a lot of peer pressure. There might be a kid that's really going through some issues with their self-esteem, or they're going through some things at home. So it seems like it might be beneficial for you to have a conversation with a child this week. Maybe pick their brain, maybe see what's on their mind, because it seems like there might be a child that's just really going through something kind of heavy. I did Libra, yes. It's a child in particular. This could be a sibling. Somebody's going through something. So we might be having a family gathering this week, Aries, your cross watcher. Could definitely be a Taurus's birthday. Who's coming up? Gemini. Some of you are definitely into spiritual practices. This is somebody sending some negative stuff to you, and it looks like you know how to send it back. I just see some people throwing somebody's initiating some sort of like, I'm gonna call it a spiritual battle. Like somebody has declared war spiritually. They're throwing a lot of negative energy and shade at you, and it definitely feels like you, like I said, you know how to defend yourself spiritually. Spirit guys, tell me more about this for Aries. So Leo, it's the reason I keep saying Leo. You're the Leo cross watcher. There's a Pisces. And yeah, there's something going on socials. If you're not on social media, then you're seeing something on social media. It's like you're the outcast at work. Or this is people that maybe want you to feel like the outsider. I don't know. Just something weird is going on at work. I definitely see somebody lighting candles on somebody. I think I'm going to just leave it there too. I see more. But why really entertain the shenanigans? You got a Taurus that's on the scene as well. There's a Pisces. Yeah, there's no need to worry about it. Then you got Ogun that's on the scene. Some of you are definitely calling on your ancestors, your guides. I'm telling you, you're into spiritual practices, so it definitely feels like I was telling you, you're defending yourself. If you are sending effed up energy to somebody, somebody's getting served, getting a heaping survey of karma from their guides. Whomever this is that you're sending it to, that karma is definitely coming up. Maybe it's been postponed, and somebody feels like they're getting a flex off of that. They feel like they're really getting away with trying to mess you up and thinking that they're really successful at it. It's coming to an end. You'll see it this week. You'll see it all play out. This is somebody that's preying on your downfall, especially at work. Somebody that has their eye on your finances. And how does this happen? Because of your success. You have some sort of success coming out of a situation. Aries or cross watcher. Where somebody thought that they were winning the game, like it's a game or something, like life is a game, or your finances are a game, they're going to be on the receiving end of their karma. Seems like enough is enough. Your ancestors are really on the scene this week. They're looking out for you. They're talking to you about things that have maybe been handed down from generation to generation, things that are no longer beneficial for you. It seems like these things that may have been taught to you, maybe by other people, they're telling you it stops with you, things that have been unhealthy. Things that, are, like I said, that spirit guides are saying it's time to do away with. They're saying this, they want you to get in touch with that part of yourself. They're advising you to choose differently than they did. You got communication coming in. You might be getting communication from the court. Some of you, you might be getting a lawyer. But I see a cop. Maybe some of you work. I just keep saying Leo, right? Leo is law enforcement officer. Something might be going on with. Are you dating a cop? You had a court situation. Definitely be careful when you're driving, Leo. Yeah, somebody's looking for revenge. I definitely see that. But I also feel like you're cutting ties. You're cutting ties with something. This could even be with some connections in your life. As you're cutting ties, you receive communication from some people. Communication may begin. So maybe there's a call that you're waiting for. Maybe there's a contract that maybe you've been waiting for and you might end up getting it. Your luck ends up changing. Things in your life as you let go of things that were not really beneficial for you in the first place, or things that you've outgrown in your life. Now it makes room for some things that are actually aligned for you, the Spirit has had for you all along. These things end up coming in, especially if this is something that maybe some other people have been trying to block. These things come to an end, Aries or cross watcher. But it also feels like this energy is very persistent. Like somebody just doesn't know when to stop. I think you got to handle Aries or cross watcher. Advice, Holy Spirit, for the Aries nation for the next 7 days. You're making some very important work connections. It looks like you guys want you to go with the flow. You're fixated on how something is going to work out. You guys are saying go with the flow this week. They want you to plan ahead, though. They want you to plan wisely. So there is obviously some sort of success that you're working towards. They're definitely telling you research and strategic planning is going to be very important with how something goes, how well something goes. You have a lot of potential for something. And your guys are saying they want you to pay attention to whatever this happens to be. Something has a lot of potential to grow. Something that you're working on or putting a lot of energy into. Maybe you're not feeling well. Maybe you're starting to feel better. Or now you're starting to feel like there's light at the end of the tunnel. What was I going to say? My mouth was going to say light against the tunnel. I don't know what that means. It feels like something is against you, or you're coming up against some sort of opposition, yet there's light again. To say it that way again, there is light at the end of the tunnel is what this is. You're going to be receiving some improvements. You guys are saying take one step at a time. You're going to be receiving a lot of information through your dreams, yet you might wake up and not remember this information. Somebody's trying to block this because, as I mentioned to you, your ancestors are trying to talk to you. Somebody is a tarot reader, by the way. Aries or cross watcher. Maybe this is something that you're learning or you're interested in. You're going to be receiving a lot of change. Ooh, especially during this period of time. Especially with things that are going on in the astrology. So a lot of inner transformation, if you let it be that way. If you let that, you're going to unlock a lot of potential that maybe you didn't realize that was within you. This is a time of evolution. And this is a time where you're going to be soaring to higher heights. And like I said, things that were meant for you, you're going to see a really positive turnout to these things. It just feels like some things may need to fall away because they had you very distracted. With that, Aries Nation and Cross Watchers, this concludes your 7-day forecast with Angelic Ascensions. A blessed, beautiful, productive week, Aries and Cross Watchers. I'll see y'all in the next one. Or maybe you have Cancer in your natal chart. Excuse me, Spirit guys, what's going on for the zodiac sign of Aquarius? You watching a lot of TV? Seems like you're really kind of in the clouds. You're thinking a lot. I think you're saying a lot about yourself. I think this is also your spirit guide saying step out of yourself for a minute, Aquarius. Maybe it's beneficial for you to see a situation objectively. Maybe there's something that you've been avoiding for a minute. Or this is your spirit guide saying maybe step away from a situation. Maybe you're a bit too close to it to see a situation accurately. So, there's a saying that says you can't see the forest from the trees, okay? So this way I'm saying that you're too close to a situation to maybe see it clearly. When your spirit guides are saying maybe take a step back. You're going to stand in your truth this week. You're going to be releasing a lot of suppressed emotions this week as well. It seems like maybe you're kind of dwelling on what could have been, especially if it has something to do with a particular person that maybe you're thinking about, or perhaps they're thinking about you. You're feeling a little bit ill-prepared. There's maybe an opportunity that maybe you're looking for this week. Maybe you feel like you need more time when it comes to something. I think you're really worried about some things that haven't happened yet, Aquarius or Crosswatcher. Seems like there's a lot of what if questions that are kind of running through your brain. There's a Virgo that shows up to the reading. There's a Virgo that would like to speak to you, but this Virgo is not sure if they're going to approach you. They might have too much pride to approach you, but it definitely feels like they want to talk to you, Aquarius or Crosswatcher. Maybe there's something that you and this Virgo might be discussing, or they want to discuss something with you, is what this looks like. Some of you, it feels like you're cutting somebody off. You're cutting off the King of Swords. This is another air sign, Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. Somebody might have air sign placement if it's not their sun sign. Let's see the vibe between you and this person. This seems like this is somebody you walked away from. You went your separate ways from this individual. You feel like it's necessary to pull back your energy from this individual. We did say that you're letting go of what once was. You got a Scorpio that just stepped into the reading. You weren't happy with the way that things were going. And it looks like maybe somebody did say something that somebody is still upset about. And I think maybe it's kind of difficult for you and this person to get over the past. I think somebody allowed someone to come in between you and them. I think somebody is definitely thinking about sending you a message, but they might kind of back out of that thought because it looks like they're afraid of maybe, I don't know, are they afraid of what you might say possibly? They feel like you might be blowing up on them about something. That's what they're expecting. Maybe you might be expecting them to be a bit manipulative. Maybe this is how you see this individual. Whoever this is that you're dealing with or once were dealing with, this person is going through a lot. This person may have cheated on you. And it seems like this person might feel like it's a waste of time to talk to you because they want you to bring your guard down, but they don't think that you're going to for this conversation. So they're just going to avoid talking about it. They still have emotional ties to you, but their pride is getting in the way. It might have been a minute since you talked to this person, or a really solid minute. It's a Libra, once again. And there's a Cancer. Again, no surprise. You're not talking to this person. Maybe when you do, maybe there has been friction, or it just, you have that type of situation with this person. There could have been a lot of bickering. This could be that there could be a lot of people around you that could be bickering as well. This could be children. This could be people you work with. It seems like you're focused on something in particular, influence or power. Let's see what that's about. It seems like maybe that this is maybe somebody that wants to kind of hold that power in a relationship. They want to wear the pants in the relationship type of thing. You know, maybe one of you is more dominant than the other one. So maybe you have a child with someone. Someone may have had a pregnancy. Maybe somebody decided to terminate the pregnancy. Maybe somebody had a miscarriage. It seems like you have someone from the afterlife that's definitely looking after you, or looking after a child that may have. Maybe it wasn't their time to be here. Random side note, that's what this looks like. There's a Gemini for sure. Some of you are moving to a new community. You have a lot of loved ones that may have passed on. But it looks like there's one in particular that's really going out of their way. One or two that are really going out of actually three that are going out of their way to really get your attention. One of them could be an Aquarius. It seems like you got passed on loved ones that are trying to lead you and guide you to the right pathway. It seems like you feel confused, or you're not sure what to do next. Your ancestors, your guides, they're talking to you. They're trying to make something abundantly clear to you. This thing that you're worried about, this what if situation, they're telling you we already got it unlocked. We're trying to help you. We're trying to guide you to the right direction. So it seems like maybe you do feel a bit confused. Maybe you do. Somebody's very angry about a situation. I don't know. Somebody might have a lot to say to you. Maybe they don't know how to say it. So maybe this is why somebody comes off as a bit irate, maybe a bit angry. They feel like you won't compromise. You won't budge. You're not being fair. Maybe they're feeling a little bit impatient about things. Maybe you are. Your gripe with this person is maybe you feel like they're just very self-absorbed. And they lack empathy for other people. They only care about themselves. I see a lot of resentment in the situation, and I see somebody is upset because they feel like the person that they're dealing with is very inconsistent. This may have been somebody that you're married to now. You might not hear from them this month, Aquarius or Cross-Watcher. You might hear from them in the month of June. I think that maybe there's something that you want someone to commit to, and maybe they're not ready to commit to this right now. This may not be limited to just a romantic situation. Maybe there's something that you do want someone to commit to. Maybe it's parenthood. Somebody's not ready to commit to this right now. So you might feel like you're kind of taking on the brunt of things. There's a child that looks like they're trying to grab your attention. Aquarius or Cross-Watcher, maybe they're going through something. Seems like you're doing a lot of multitasking. And it also feels like you might be in the middle of a conversation with someone, knee deep in a conversation, and they just kind of ghost you. You might have a situation like that. Unless you're ghosting someone, you might need some help with some tech things. Maybe you're doing some things on the computer. It seems like you're really spending a lot of time on the computer. Maybe you're doing a lot of shopping. But it does feel like maybe there's somebody in your energy that's very loud. Maybe you feel like they're a bit belligerent. Maybe it's your roommate or somebody that you share a cubicle space with. Maybe this is somebody at work. You might want to grab a charger, Aquarius or Cross-Watcher. Definitely feels like you're going to need it because you might kind of need that battery. Something's going on with your battery. It seems like there's a battery on your computer, your phone. It drains kind of fast. Getting a different car. Seems like maybe you feel a yearning to go someplace different, especially with a conversation, because it seems like you want to go someplace different, but it seems like it goes always the same way. You get what I mean? Like you can't seem to get out of a tense situation with someone. Be careful about who's around you. Watch your surroundings. Somebody that's around you or somebody that you love is very sketchy. Some of you are moving. You are concerned about material things is what this looks like. Concerned about work. It's an Aries. Did we talk about an Aries? We just did. We did Aries already. Yeah. Aquarius. Yep. You came up in the Aries reading the same way. So, like I said, you have a very tense situation with this person. For some of you, this is with your kids. Maybe you and your kids don't get along. Or this is a co-parenting situation. Or as I mentioned to you, maybe your children are bickering amongst themselves. Somebody feels like they've been stabbed in the back. Random side note, maybe somebody has a lot of tattoos, especially a back tattoo. Might be some rain in your situation this week as well. It just seems like okay, yeah, there's a Leo, your opposite sign. Some of you, maybe you have a pet. Here you are, Aquarius, the star. Somebody's done some spell work on you. It's lifting. Brandon, maybe you see a hot air balloon around you. Somebody's watching you. It might be this Aries. It is. You got a fire sign that's really watching you. Some of you had a fallout with a family, or some of your family members don't get along. So the tense situation may not be between you and someone, but it might be amongst you and a family member or family members. Definitely a Leo in your situation. Yeah, maybe you might be deciding to go out and have some fun. Maybe with kids. I do feel like things have been hard for you. I think things are getting ready to turn around for you. It does feel like there's been someone that's been trying to work against you. And it does feel like maybe there has been some discord between you and family. might be time to go get a health check also. And that's all I'm going to say about it. I don't think I'm going to go into detail about health in this reading. Okay. Random side note. I see a lot of animals in your reading. I don't know, maybe you have a connection with a particular animal. Maybe a turtle. Maybe you might feel like your situation is moving at a snail's pace, or maybe you feel like that's how you're moving in a situation. Random side note, I feel like an owl could be significant as well. I don't know, I'm hearing night vision. Something might be happening at night. Maybe you're having a lot of visions at night. I don't know, there's just really something going on with you spiritually. I think your spiritual gifts are fine-tuning. Or this is the spiritual gifts of a child. Definitely feel like you're somebody that sees through deception. So I mentioned to you, you got a sketchy person around you or somebody that you love, you're going to definitely see this. You've been facing some adversity. Your guides are telling you have faith. You're going to have some time to rest this week. There's a lot going on with your dreams, and they're definitely telling you take some time to renew your strength. Your psychic abilities definitely feel like they're there. You're a bit of a shaman, Aquarius, or cross-watcher. That's how Spirit is kind of explaining this. There's something that's very unique about you. Let's see. I'm trying to see what you and this person are doing. Unless that's just it. I think you want to know the truth. I think you do. And I think this person knows that maybe you want to know the truth and they're avoiding talking to you about it. So I think you're at a standstill with someone. There's something going on with your vehicle, Aquarius, a cross-watcher, or this person. I did say the cross-watcher possibly. Maybe somebody's having car trouble. Maybe somebody needs your help. Maybe they might be calling you for a favor. Something's going on with your work. Or you're traveling for work. Or you're traveling at a distance this week. Or somebody that lives a distance away from you could possibly be traveling to talk to you. Maybe they want to see you. Especially if this is somebody you broke up with. Okay. With work. Some of you, maybe there's an end of a contract. So Virgo. What's going on at work? Feels like it has something to do with time for you. It seems like you're really kind of like lost in your thoughts when it comes to work. You're really focused on somebody else's actions. You're focused on the past. You're very worried about, concerned about the future. It seems like something about your situation is a little bit off balance. So I think something is affecting you at work. It has everything to do with you focusing on what's not working, or what problem might be arising in your situation. Your guys are saying instead of focusing on problem, it seems like they want you to focus on strategy. It seems like you're tense. Your thoughts are scattered. And they're telling you in this state of mind, it might sabotage your plans. So they're definitely trying to get your attention about resetting your energy. If there's something that you need to do, it seems like they want you to reset before you begin again. And maybe that's why I'm seeing this turtle in your reading. Maybe it's not about how fast or quickly you're moving in a situation. Maybe your guides want you to move slowly to pay attention to some things, especially to your surroundings, because it seems like maybe you're concerned about your safety or the safety of some people around you. What you're dwelling about is the fact, what you're dwelling on rather is somebody was unfaithful to you. Who pops on the scene once again is Virgo. You heard about this. I think somebody does want closure. So I think this closure conversation may happen at some point. But it definitely feels like somebody just has too much pride to do so. There's somebody that's done some things behind your back. They're keeping a lot of secrets. And I think one of the things that they're keeping some secrets about are their feelings for you still. I think somebody still has romantic feelings for you. I think they feel like you've let go So they feel like they have no other recourse but to loosen their grip as well, or to kind of match your energy. So I think this person might be a little bit distant. I definitely feel that somebody feels that they've lost you, Aquarius or cross watcher, and they're very confused about this. With work, I feel like this is where you're seeing the difference. But yeah, I was telling you there's an end of a contract. Some of you, maybe you're leaving a work situation. Someone that passed away is definitely around you. And they're going to be showing up in their own unique way to let you know that they're around you. They're letting you know that there's success coming in for you. You're going to be getting a taste of victory before the conclusion of this week. There's a goal that you have. Your guides are saying, imagine it, make it real in your mind. Every single detail. The more energy that you put into this in your mind, Aquarius, the more real it becomes. It seems like you're, excuse me, learning how to utilize your mind, the power of your mind. You're understanding how much power the mind really has when it comes to manifestation and bringing things that are not actually there into being. It seems like you're really focused on true success, and I think that you're going to surpass a particular goal that you have. There's some things that your spirit guides are telling you. You might want to keep some things quiet. You might want to keep some things close to your chest. You might not want to tell everything, Aquarius. So there might be some things that maybe you might feel are some information that's necessary to guard. But yeah, achievement. That's what you're focused on. It definitely feels like you're like I said, whatever this goal is, you're not only meeting the goal, you're beating it. But it's going to require you to take a risk. And definitely your spirit guides are saying discipline is going to go a long way with something that you really want. With this achievement to this goal, yeah, you might have to do some things you really don't feel like doing. Motivate yourself even in moments where you don't really want to kind of like do what you feel you're required to do. It seems like you have a lot of responsibilities on your shoulders. Maybe you feel like you've been doing a lot and you haven't been seeing the results of your effort. Well, this is the week where things turn around. Because I was mentioning to you, somebody's throwing a hex your way and it's lifting. And this might be where you're seeing the results, finally, of some things that you've worked very hard for. You got some very opinionated, rude people that are around you, Aquarius or cross watcher. Chances are you probably work with the public. Haters are going to hate. They're going to say what they need to say. I don't think that you're worried about this, Aquarius or cross watcher. This might just blend into the background noise for you. You got a good feeling about something. You might feel triggered by a negative action, but it seems like you kind of let this roll off of you. Yeah, there's going to be some things that are happening this week that are beyond your control. You might feel like you lost something. Maybe there's a possession that you might end up, you might feel that you lost. You might find it again this week. It might resurface. Some things that have happened in your life that you felt were unfair. But I think if you really research in your mind, you're going to see that maybe some good things came out of it. There's going to be some things that might come in to cause you some distractions, some things that might feel a little bit overwhelming. You might feel like your mind is going a lot of different places, as I mentioned to you. Drown out the chatter is what spirit guides want you to know about this situation. Your life is going to be kind of busy. It's going to be a bit demanding. Or this is things being able to, like, picking up for you. Again, my eyes dart to the hearing snail, but I'm looking right at a turtle. Maybe you feel like things have been moving kind of slowly. Now you're seeing things begin to pick up. They want you to have peace in this moment. Whatever this is that maybe you're concerned about, they want you to have peace of mind about. They want you to get some sleep, Aquarius or cross watcher. It seems like you're exhausted. You're extremely intuitive. Your guides are telling you that you have a way of knowing things that maybe were not taught, or were not given to you, but you're going to be receiving a lot of downloads from your guides. You're going to be very busy. You might be looking for more solitude. You guys want you to know that you're loved. And if the energy and sacrifice that you're putting into something is not for absolutely nothing. Spirit guys, what is the advice for the Aquarius nation for the next 7 days? Somebody in your situation is regretting their past choices. This could even be you. You might be kind of taking a snapshot of the past in your life, and you might be kind of regretting certain decisions that maybe you made. You guys are telling you no one's perfect. That all the decisions that you made in your life brought you to exactly where you are now. Your guides are telling you you have a choice to make. You can let these choices, these past choices, help you to move forward, or you can dwell on them and focus on the past. But your guides are definitely encouraging you. They're telling you forward march. They want you to have forward momentum about something, forward movement. They want you to move forward and not dwell so much on the past. You're getting on track this week. You're going in the right direction is what spirit guides are telling you. Maybe you're not sure what the path ahead of you holds. Maybe this is what you're really concerned about. You guys are telling you keep moving forward. You're going the right way. You're looking for the truth in a situation, you're definitely going to find it. Or if this is somebody looking for the truth about a particular situation, they're going to find it. You might kind of have to read between the lines of what somebody is saying this week, Aquarius and cross-watcher, because they're not going to be direct. So your intuition is going to help you to kind of figure out what this person is saying. If you listen deeply, this is a week where some things you're gonna fall into the unknown. Meaning there's going to be some things that are going to play out and you're not sure how something is going to work out in the end. But your guides are saying, keep going. They're leading you to success. You're looking for security. You're looking for a firm foundation. Growth and stability are coming in for you. Or maybe you feel like it's eluded you in some sort of way. Your choices, again, they're telling you got some important things to make choices about, but they want you to come from a more grounded place. So ground yourself, Aquarius, this week when it comes to some choices that you're going to be faced with. One more. Spirit guys, what is the advice for the Aquarius nation? Hey, still Sun 85. And for one more time. For Aquarius, you know what to do. Trust your inner wisdom and take appropriate action without delay. You guys, there's the owl again. You know exactly what to do, says your guides. They're telling you, take action. As they give you these downloads, I'm telling you, you have a way of knowing without having any sort of prior knowledge. You guys are saying, you know what to do. So do it, Aquarius. Do what needs to be done, especially the things you've been avoiding. With that, Aquarius Nation and Cross Watchers, this concludes your 7-day forecast with Angelic Ascensions. Have a blessed, beautiful, productive week, Aquarius Nation and Cross Watchers. I'll see y'all in the next one. Means that not everything that's mentioned in this reading is going to be a perfect match in your situation. Listen for what resonates, disregard the rest. Please avoid making any rash decisions based on what you hear from a general. If you like a personal reading, you can book me for a session on my website, which happens to be AngelicAscensionsTarot.com. I'm also offering beginner and intermediate tarot classes. Take a look at my website for more details if you'd like to go ahead and enroll yourself for the upcoming class. We're always going to go over delicate topics. Consider that a trigger warning, Scorpio Nation. And let's dive in. Let's see what's going on for the Scorpios for the next 7 days. There's obviously an Aries in your situation. Sun, moon, or rising, by the way. Some of you, it seems like maybe you're concerned about your mom. Maybe your mother is concerned about you. You could possibly be having a very valuable conversation with your mother. Whether your mother has passed or your mother is here on this earth, it just seems like there's a very strong motherly energy around you, or you are a parent. You have very strong instincts about a child that's in your energy this week, Scorpio or cross-watcher. There's also a Libra in your energy. A Cancerian is in your energy. and a very loud Leo in your situation. Yeah. So I was mentioning to you, you got a Leo in the situation. What am I reading for? Scorpio. This has something to do with a past person. Past lover is kind of thinking about you. This person seems very angry. Like they're having a hard time letting something go. Somebody wants to know the truth. This is what this looks like, and they're hell-bent on finding out what the truth is. Scorpio. It seems like that's all that somebody can seem to think about. So I think somebody might be spiraling around this week, maybe thinking about a situation, especially a past situation, especially if this is a situation that caused you and somebody to go your separate ways. Somebody is upset. They're upset because they feel like you chose somebody else over them. Maybe this person is rejection sensitive. Maybe they're having a hard time kind of accepting the fact that you moved on. Maybe factually you did move on with someone. Maybe you didn't. And they're assuming that you did. Somebody's feeling very rejected by you, Scorpio. And they feel like you did it in a very cold way. Scorpio Nation. Yeah, somebody has been keeping a lot of secrets in your situation. And I think that somebody has made it very difficult for you to believe that they're trustworthy. I think somebody feels the need to come and talk to you. So I think somebody might be looking for you. But this is also in a romantic sense. Some of you, maybe you could be getting into a new relationship with someone. Maybe somebody is interested in who you are, getting to know you. Maybe they're looking to gather more information about you because they're interested and they want to learn more about you. Maybe without talking to you. That might sound kind of creepy, but I don't know. Maybe that's just how somebody goes about things in your situation. Scorpio. Somebody feels very replaced by you. It's a Taurus. Sun, moon, or rising, by the way. Maybe Venus. Okay. I think somebody feels like they're just, yeah, you got an Aries. Aries on the scene. Who came up this way? Leo. It was, yes, that was in the Leo reading. I'm reading for Scorpio. Some of you are dealing with a Leo. Obviously, you're dealing with an Aries. It just seems like somebody can't seem to let go. Somebody didn't really like where the relationship was headed. It just seems like somebody has a really hard time just kind of letting you go. They feel like you have pulled away. You see the light about the games that they've played, and you don't want to be with them anymore. They feel like you're hesitant to maybe talk to them, or they're kind of hesitant to say something to you, is what this looks like. They want to work things out with you, it looks like. Somebody wants to reconcile with you. I don't get it. They want to reconcile with you, but they're not saying anything. They want to reconcile with you, but they say some very disrespectful things to you. I don't know. Maybe you understand them better than I do. Somebody else is a family member. Somebody has a ton of pride. You blocked somebody, it looks like possibly another fight. I'm seeing another fire sign. Maybe you're fiery. Maybe you have fire in your middle chart. Scorpio. You distance yourself from somebody. You feel like they're childish. Somebody's going to end up approaching you again. They are approaching you with the intention of extending the olive branch to you. They want to apologize. You're going to apologize? That's interesting. Let's see. Let's see if they're really going to apologize. Yeah. I think you were married to this person, Scorpio. You lived with them. Or chances are some of you are definitely getting into a relationship with Leo for some reason. Leo is a standout sign in your reading, and it won't stop showing up. So maybe this Leo is just a very recurring character in your life. somebody that you've had conflict with, and somebody that might be coming to your house, because it definitely looks like somebody might want to come by for a visit, maybe an unannounced visit. There's a lot going on online. Maybe some of you are watching something online, Scorpio, a cross watcher. Maybe some of you work online, you advertise online, this sort of thing. You have like a business that maybe you're running online. Seems like there's a lot of gossip in your situation. Someone could possibly be gossiping about a child. When was the last time you went to the doctor, Scorpio, a cross watcher, the doctor, the dentist? It feels like there's an upcoming appointment that could be very important for you or somebody that you love. It seems like you got a lot of choices in front of you, Scorpio. Maybe you're not sure what to do, but it definitely feels like somebody is going through a breakup. So if you're going through a breakup with somebody, somebody's not okay with this breakup. They're really taking it kind of hard. And truth be told, somebody's missing you. They might be being very flashy on social media, acting like they're not fazed by this, but they are. And yeah, there is an apology that's coming through. This could be you giving an apology or them. They're apologizing to you for cheating on you. It's up to you if you want to accept this apology. Some of you, I think somebody would want to come forward, Scorpio or cross-watcher, but they feel like they're a bit stuck in their situation right now. So maybe they have a relationship that they're in, but it seems like this situation isn't that great. So if this person hasn't broken up, they haven't separated from someone before the conclusion of this week, it feels like somebody is walking away. For some of you, this is a lover's quarrel. Maybe you and your partner, you're getting into it over some old stuff. And before the end of this week, maybe you might end up working it out. Because it definitely feels like somebody is coming forward to try to work something out with you. It does feel like you're going through some sort of tension with this person. You might spend some time away from them, but they want to see you before this week is over. It just seems like there's somebody trying to interfere in your situation. But it does also feel like you feel like this is a one-sided situation. You're starting to wonder, does this person care about you the same way that you care about them? So you might feel like something is over. For some of you, it is. It seems like somebody has sabotaged your situation way too much. So maybe it's not people that are getting into conflict. Maybe it's your animals. But yeah, I see a separation due to deception. I feel like somebody feels attacked. Hopefully this isn't a physical attack. I think this is like a character assassination. Somebody may have said some really foul things to you. So I was telling you they want to be with you, but they're saying some real messed up things to you or about you that maybe got back to you. Some of you, this is family members, okay? But I think that a family member might be coming around, but for most of you, I feel like this is a romantic situation, a romantic connection that you have. Some of you are moving. You're concerned about a home. Someone's concerned about somebody's home life. I think you're concerned about your money. So you're concerned about a pet. And you might be concerned about this person that's just really hovering with this energy. Scorpio. So maybe you did lose somebody. Maybe somebody did pass. You might be thinking about them heavily. Maybe this is the person that you're missing. You're going to have something unexpected, okay, that may end up happening in your situation. I think this is surrounding your finances. I think you've been going through it financially. You might be surprised at how something turns out. I think some of you could possibly be looking into a new career. And I think you have had some obstacles, but I think you're about to get over these obstacles. You might be deciding to go out and have more fun this week. And I think somebody really has a lot of heartache over this. They feel like they no longer have you, and it seems like they're having a hard time really adjusting with the fact that you're not around anymore. I do feel like things are getting ready to change for the better for you. I think somebody may have passed. For some of you, somebody did, and some of you could possibly be receiving an inheritance. Something's going on with your money. Yeah, you do have some people working against you. You do. I don't think it matters. It's definitely going on, and I think you felt it for a while. I think somebody's looking for you. I think somebody's been looking for you for a minute, Scorpio. I think it's just very difficult to find you. Maybe it's your name. But it's like looking for you is like looking for a needle in a haystack. I also feel like something's going on with your living situation. Maybe you've been enduring something since the month of April. And maybe something's getting ready to turn around for you, especially financially. It looks like you got some good things getting ready to come in. Scorpio, you got a Gemini in your energy. Going through some hurtful situations. You're dwelling on these things. You're very tempted to dwell on these things. You're tempted to move very fast when you guys are saying small steps are what counts in this situation. They want you to celebrate the small victories, the small wins in your situation. They say you'll see them if you're paying attention. Random. So random. Some of you are seeing a hot air balloon. Oh, I think this is the curse lifting in your situation as well. I think that's why you've been going through a lot of hurtful situations where there's been a lot of adversity, and when maybe someone or some people have been making things incredibly difficult when they really don't need to be. They want you to trust the process of letting you know that you're going to be bouncing back from some things. They want you to focus on your healing, and they want you to renew your hope about situations. You might not feel like you have clarity, but the clarity is coming in. It might feel like it's hidden and obscure because you have a lot of uncertainty around you, but your guides are telling you be okay with not knowing. Your situation is going to be unpredictable, Scorpio, or maybe it has been. It's just been very up and down, or this is you emotionally with somebody. You've been through an emotional roller coaster with somebody, and you might feel like you're just over it. You're done with it. Some of you are going through a breakup, but like I said, some of you, this person may end up coming back. Even if you've been broken up from them for a while. Maybe they just needed some time to reflect, or maybe you did. But this is your spirit guide saying pause, relax. You'll never see how far you've come and how much progress and evolution has taken place within you without you pausing for a minute and actually realizing how much you've endured. You've gotten through situations that you felt were impossible. You made it through. And you guys are saying that's a big deal. That's something to celebrate. So we're saying don't forget about that. This is a time of a lot of deep transformation. Scorpio or cross watcher, especially in your sign, if you allow it to be. With that, Scorpio and cross watchers, this concludes your 7-day forecast with Angelic Ascensions. If you'd like to book a personal, my website happens to be AngelicAscentionsTarot.com. I'll see y'all in the next Scorpio Nation. Cancer, this is a general reading. This means that not everything mentioned in this reading is going to be a perfect match in your situation. Listen for what resonates. Disregard what is obviously not your message. Please avoid making any rash decisions based on a general reading. If you like a read based on your own personal energy, you can of course book me for a session on my website, which happens to be AngelicAscensionsTarot.com. We are going to go over delicate topics. Consider that a trigger warning. Those of you who are interested in getting in on the beginner and intermediate tarot classes, they are beginning again soon. Check out my website for more details. This is Cancer Nation. Spirit guide, show me what's going on with Cancer Nation for the next 7 days. You're lost in thought, it looks like, Cancer. Somebody's possibly thinking about you heavily. It seems like you're very concerned about some people talking about you. It seems like there's some, like you might feel like your name is constantly being brought up in conversations. So it feels like some gossip that was going on around you may end up circulating right back to you. You might be overhearing certain things that maybe you didn't know somebody really truly felt. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. Doing a lot of thinking. Maybe you wish somebody would communicate more effectively. Cancer or cross watcher. That's the person who's thinking about you. You wish that they would communicate more effectively. This might have something to do with a co-parenting situation, or maybe this is your parent. Maybe they your child, your parent, maybe they want you to talk about what's going on. There might be a parent that's just thinking about you and they haven't heard from you in a minute. Somebody's name is Rose, by the way. It seems like you have a boundary in the way. I'm saying it's in the way because this person feels like it's in the way. You might feel like it's perfectly positioned where it needs to be. Close, like far enough, like firm enough to keep this person away. But I don't think this person feels comfortable with that boundary. I think they're waiting for you to say something, possibly a Leo. Some of you are on the Cancer Leo cusp. Somebody might be thinking about coming back around you, Cancer, or cross watch, or somebody that you cut off. They want to talk, possibly the Sagittarius. Okay, they want to talk, but they're not really going to be making any sort of moves right now. Make that make sense? Somebody feels like they had a very strong chemistry with you. They want to mend the connection with you. Cancer or cross watchers. So I think this is Pisces. Somebody's coming back. Yeah. They may not be coming back within the next 7 days necessarily, Cancer, but they're coming back pretty soon. You'll very likely hear from someone. This fire sign. Aries, Leo, Sag. Fire signs are dominating your reading. This is possibly somebody that you're going to be having a communication. You're going to be having communication with this person. A conversation was what I was really reaching for. That's what I was trying to say. You want to know the truth about something. You want this person to be honest. So what's the issue? They can't be honest? I guess not. Maybe that's how you see it from your perspective. You feel like somebody can't be real. Somebody's feeling very triggered by you. What triggers them in their thought process about you, where they just go on this binge of just constantly thinking about you, it springs off of a dream that they end up having about you. If it's not a dream, then they just start kind of like fantasizing, thinking about you. And then it just seems like their thoughts begin to just, that's what generates the thought. And they just keep going with it. I left when I saw you with someone. So obviously somebody else was in the picture. They saw you with somebody. You saw somebody with them. You left them. They feel like you're upset with them. If this person is involved with someone else, their situation with this person is rocky. Especially if they're supposed to be like in a committed situation with someone, they're not really in a good place. This person might end up, kind of dropping them, tossing them out, putting them out, that type of thing, telling them to leave. I think reason being is because somebody's not over you. Somebody is not over the situation. And I think somebody wants to rekindle a situation with you, to be honest. Possibly this Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. You also have Libra. Somebody was disloyal to you, it looks like. It seems like they stepped out on you. And they played a lot of games. They want to fix the connection. Some of you, somebody is either they were married and somebody's getting a divorce. Or this is somebody, maybe they were not married on paper, but they were with somebody, living with them as though they were married. And like I was saying, somebody's situation is pretty rocky. So I think that somebody is just, their energy, they're not really putting it in this situation with this person any longer. Somebody might have a bit of a drinking addiction. Cancer. I think somebody has a family with someone. I think somebody wants you and them to set aside their differences. But they feel like you've moved on. Or they would like to move on from this situation the way that it is. I think somebody really loves you. I think they're missing you. But I don't think that they're ready to change. hear Aquarius and I hear Scorpio. And I have to get that out before I say Cancer, because I know that that's who I'm speaking to, but these are the signs that are kind of, I'm hearing this on repeat. So Spirit guides, how is this going to go for the Cancer Nation? This is a soulmate of yours. It just seems like this person is afraid to get close, afraid to let you love them. They don't think that you want to talk. They feel like you're angry. And like I said, that boundary that you have, they're not comfortable with that boundary. They want you to bring that wall down a few feet. Spirit guys, what's going on with the Cancer Nation for the next 7 days? You got some good news that's getting ready to come in. Or this is some good news in someone else's life. Maybe they want to share this good news with you, especially when it comes to your career, which I think that you're concentrating on. I think you're really focused, no matter what it takes. It just seems like there's something that you're really after this week. It also feels like somebody's sticking their neck out in your situation to meddle. Somebody might be stepping in to try to control the situation, especially if this is somebody doing magic in your situation, because it definitely feels like somebody's trying to throw at you a ton of chaos because they're unhappy with their own lives. You might have someone coming in to try to gaslight you. Somebody might be trying to deliberately manipulate you or somebody around you. I feel like there's somebody coming in on a very friendly note with you as well. But I also see a lot of greed around you as well. I see a gift coming to you. Or you could possibly be giving a gift to an Aquarius. Or a Gemini. Are you having a visit from family this week? And you're blocking an Aries. You're having friction with somebody at work, in particular a fire sign. Or somebody with fire in the natal chart. This person that we're talking about that's at work, they feel this is who's meddling. And this is who's giving you the evil eye, Cancer, a cross watcher. Somebody feels threatened by you. Threatened by your position at work. And it seems like somebody's trying to disturb your peace in some sort of way. This is somebody putting you down. Or they're exhibiting some sort of negative behavior. I think you notice it. I don't think it bothers you. In fact, I think you might chuckle a little bit. But it looks like this person is going out of their way to get your attention, to stress you out. And they're trying real hard to do so. So I think your spirit guides want you to deliberately spend some time de-stressing. You're focused on a particular problem, and this problem feels very real. Virgo. This is in your energy. Seems like it's going to be very important for you to take some time out to recharge. And you're trying to solve everything at once. And it seems like your guides are saying take it one step at a time, Cancer, a cross watcher. You feel lost, but they're telling you got to take one step at a time. It's not like your guides don't want you to rush to do something or to complete something. They're telling you that they want you to stay focused on the details of whatever this is. So they're telling you, stay focused, stay driven. But if you feel lost, the clarity is coming in this week if you allow it to be. It might be very difficult for you to let that clarity come through in this state of mind where you feel lost. Your obsession looks like it's on money. It seems like maybe this is you trying to strengthen a financial situation. Some of you are business owners. And it definitely feels like this co-worker, bigger quotations, co-worker is somebody that works in the same industry as you. They feel threatened by you and they're trying to block you from this success. They have their eyes on your money. Like they're trying to clock your income is what this person is trying to do. And something might have you feeling a little bit furious. But this looks like you're definitely triumphing over this. You're going to be receiving some success before the conclusion of this week. Some of you, maybe you are tarot readers. You're interested in tarot, or that's what brings you to tarot. Some of you, what brings you to tarot is a legal situation. Somebody might be concerned about jail time, especially a family member. And there must be somebody that passed away. You might be going to visit the gravesite of somebody that passed. Or you're thinking about them. And you got somebody in your situation that's concerned about their living situation. Maybe somebody's living situation is not steady. And somebody might be concerned about homelessness or this sort of thing. So you're looking for your browsing history. Spirit guys, what's going on with Cancer Nation for the next 7 days? You're posting something online, it looks like. Or you're coming across something interesting that somebody posted. That's what I see. Cancer, cross-watcher. Some of you have filed a divorce. You might be receiving information from the court or the lawyer that something is finalized. Or some of you, you're waiting to leave a third-party situation. You're waiting for someone else to leave a third-party situation. You might get news about it. Maybe that's the good news for some of you. Maybe the good news is that, yeah, that divorce is final and you can finally free yourself and focus on something other than this person. What is the advice for this Cancer Nation for the next 7 days? This is the week to release. You had a lot of burdens. You guys are saying you're carrying too much with you. It's time to release. Your guides are trying to take you towards renewal. They want you to renew your mind and your strength about your situation. You guys are saying they want you to laugh more. It just seems like your situation and the way that you're looking about things seems very serious. And there's nothing wrong with being serious. It's just that your spirit guides are saying you might be losing sight of the things that are important. Like your loved ones, and spending time with those that you truly love. You're looking for clarity. Your guides are telling you they want you to do this. They want you to look for honesty. There's also some people in your energy that are going to be facing consequences. This could even be you, Cancer or cross-watcher. They do want you to sharpen your focus, and they are letting you know that maybe there was a door that was closed for you, and maybe this door of opportunity is now perfectly aligned, and it's being opened for you. Some of you, it feels like you're moving. There's been some secrets in your situation. Information about this is surfacing. And it looks like you're making some decisions. You guys want you to stay open-minded to the answers. And they definitely want you to trust yourself to make the right decisions. Whatever you need to know, your guides are letting you know the answers are going to unfold. They want you to stay tuned for it. But definitely they want you to have an open mind, a clear mind, so that you can receive what these messages are. With that, Cancer Nation and cross watchers, this concludes your 7-day forecast with Angelic Ascensions. A beautiful, blessed, productive week. Cancer Nation and cross watchers, thank you so very much for watching. I'll see y'all in the next one. Taurus, Taurians, this is a general reading. This means that not everything mentioned in this reading is going to be a perfect match in your situation. Take in what resonates, disregard which is not your message. Please avoid making any rash decisions based on a general reading. If you would like a read based on your own personal energy, you can of course book me for a session on my website, which happens to be AngelicAscensionsTarot.com. Tarot classes are beginning again soon. If you would like to get in on the beginner and intermediate classes, visit my website for more details. Delicate topics are always going to be discussed. Take it as a trigger warning. Taurians, let's see what's playing out. You're focused on your work situation. It looks like that's the dominant thought. It looks like a lot of emotion coming out of you this week. This emotion seems to be influencing you in some sort of ways. So they're definitely telling you that your mind is going to set the tone for how something plays out this week and for the way that you're seeing things. It looks like there's somebody that you're having a conversation with. This communication looks like it's very important. this communication that you're having with this person might entail for you to maybe summarize what this person is saying, because it looks like somebody wants to know that you're really listening to what they're saying. So you might kind of have to repeat it back to this person to let them know, yeah, I hear exactly what you're saying, or to just make sure that you're on the same page, this sort of thing. There's going to be some things this week, Taurus Nation across, Taurus Nation across watchers, that you feel like you cannot control. But your guides are saying you're in control of yourself, you're in control of your thoughts and your feelings, your words, your behaviors. They're saying that you had some challenges. They're saying you can handle it. You're going to be getting a lot of clarity this week. You might feel like you're getting the runaround from somebody also. So what's this about? Seems like you're concerned about your money. I did say you're concerned about your work. It looks like they go hand in hand. You are obviously dealing with, who did I just read for? A Cancer. That's who you're dealing with. What's going on between you and this person? Because it looks like there's conversations that are coming in. Somebody might want to talk. You might not want to, though. Somebody feels like the vibe has changed between you and them. They want to fix it. You don't. You feel like you're the best thing for you to do is to move on and move forward and not look back on the situation. This person may have meant the world to you at some point. It looks like you really have a lot of love for someone. And maybe you feel like it's best to kind of like, not necessarily like block them out of your life, but somebody definitely feels the distance. And they definitely feel like the vibe is cold between you and this person. You distance yourself from this individual because you feel like they're not going to change. Or you feel like their perspective on something is so fixed that they won't bend their mind for a moment to maybe see how you might be feeling or thinking about the situation. Like their perspective is the only one that matters. Yeah, so somebody that you feel is absolutely difficult to deal with. Possibly this King of Cups, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising. So you're distancing yourself from. You might have distanced yourself from this person for a while. It seems like the situation has been that way for a while. There's Gemini. Some of you are Taurus, Gemini cusp, or your Taurus is dealing with a Gemini. You got a snake in your situation, Taurus. Chances are somebody might think you are the snake. The reading can go vice versa. Somebody might be dropping you a call. They want to talk. They might be leaving you a message. Somebody, you're crossing their mind, and they might let you know that they're thinking about you. Maybe they want to meet up. They want to meet up for coffee, or they want to meet up in a casual setting to have a conversation. This might be a friend. Maybe they just need to be uplifted because they're going through something. And you could possibly be the one to give that upliftment to this particular individual, this advice, this insight that maybe they're looking for. Or I was telling you, there's an important conversation that I think that you're having with someone. Maybe they want clarity and truth. Maybe you're clearing the air with this person. Or maybe they're going through something and they're looking for you to maybe, like I said, shed some light on the situation so that they can look at the situation from a different perspective. It seems like you're very concerned about the clock. The clock that somebody might be concerned about is their biological clock. Random side note. And I do feel like there's just a lot going on in your situation. You might have a lot of demands, a lot of deadlines in your situation that maybe you're concerned about. Whereas, especially if there's some things that you've been procrastinating about, you might be kind of running to keep up with the pace to kind of get certain things done. Yeah, it seems like you're watching a lot of TV, or you're just spending a lot of time scrolling on social media. It looks like maybe there's some drama around you, or chances are you might be caught up in the drama. Hey, you might be caught up in the drama. Some of you are very, I want to say that, does that make sense to say some of you are very political? You're political minded. You might be concerned about what's going on in politics these days. There's a romantic interest in your situation. I don't know. At the same time, though, Taurus, it doesn't look like you're interested in romance. It looks like your primary focus is on your money. On that note, it feels like your focus on whatever this is, Taurus, as far as your money is concerned, opportunities definitely come through. So there could be a job that's offered to you, Taurus. Let's see what this is. You're signing for something. Random side note, you could be signing for a package. So you're signing on the dotted line for something. You're moving, this looks like. You're securing a particular contract that maybe you had your eye on. You're definitely making some professional connections. But while you're doing this and you're really kind of trying to make a name for yourself, or you're trying to build a portfolio to bring in this money, it feels like there's a coworker that's being particularly combative, lying about some stuff, cooking up a scheme in the background. You do magic, Taurus. Possibly there's a Pisces in your situation. You might be having somebody over for dinner. You are moving. That's what this feels like to me. So this might be you signing on the dotted line. Maybe this is a lease, or you're coming to some sort of agreement with someone. And yeah, I see it now. You are focused on your money. You're focusing on providing for yourself or for the people that you love. You're trying to put food on the table. But it feels like there's somebody in your atmosphere that just is trying to stop something that you're doing. You got a lot going on in your dreams. Yeah, come on with it. There's a lot going on at work. This is where your mind is. Maybe you communicate for a living. Maybe you're a public speaker. Some of you could be teachers. Maybe that's what this is. I think you're stepping into your power this week. It seems like you've been going through something pretty intense. Something has been enduring for a minute. Maybe you're not sure how to get out of a situation. Maybe you feel like your dignity has been impacted in some sort of way. Somebody definitely is looking to maybe meet up with you. Somebody that you haven't seen in a while. For some of you, this is the good thing. This is an ally of yours. They want a friend of yours. They want to see you. They want to talk to you. You might be spending some time in nature. Maybe you feel like you just need to go outside and get some fresh air, to kind of get away from the monotony of things. Somebody very kind is coming through. And I definitely feel like you're going through, you're traveling. You had a lot of brain fog, this feels like. But I also feel like somebody in your situation has been the provider of that fog, meaning they've been telling you a lot of lies, or they haven't been completely honest with you about some things. They've been putting a lot of illusions in your face about things. And I think that you guys are saying, open your eyes and see the truth about this, Taurus, or cross watcher. They want you to be flexible. They want you to go with the flow. There's going to be some things that in your life that maybe you're having to reschedule, or some things don't go exactly as planned. So they want you to be flexible with some things that are coming up this week. Maybe you're not feeling well. It seems like you're going through a healing. Maybe your body just needs some time to heal, or you just need some time to recuperate from some things. You guys are telling you, focus your intentions. There's something that I think you really honestly, it seems like you want something. You're really after something. You're definitely looking for some peace and quiet. And maybe some time just to be free to do you, the things that you really want to do. So you may be carving out that time intentionally this week for yourself, because it seems like your guides do want you to focus on self-love especially. There's somebody that's gonna get on your nerves, or they just have been, because you feel like they don't listen. Maybe their tone is very abrasive, very aggressive, when maybe you're just wanting to have a basic, productive conversation with somebody. I think that's who you're avoiding. You feel like somebody is full of drama. That's who's connecting with you, very likely. They want to have something to say to you. They have something on their mind that they want to share with you. You're going to be on the receiving end of some money. Maybe this is what you're working hard for. Whatever you're working hard for, it seems like it ends up turning out well for you. Something is being offered to you. Or with some of you, maybe there's some money that might come in the nick of time that maybe you weren't expecting. And this is Spirit's way of providing for you and those that you love. Or this is you doing work to fix a situation or to improve a situation financially, where you might feel like you've been at a deficit. It seems like something might end up turning around for you, or you find the right solution when it comes to a financial dilemma. If you stay open, it just seems like you're stressed out and you're more focused on what the problem is rather than the solution. So Spirit is definitely talking to you. We talked about that at the beginning. Your state of mind is going to set the tone about how this week goes. A lot of things are subject to change. Some things that might happen that are unexpected. Some of these things are great. Some of these things are great news. These unexpected things that may happen. But some of these things are going to require your focus, because some of these things that could be happening are avoidable. They're not necessarily bad things, but there's some things that, if you're really paying attention, you might be able to avoid certain small towers in your situation. And these towers feel like they show up in the form of people that are time wasters, people that are particularly negative. You guys are saying you got too much going on for you this week to kind of focus and get kind of caught up in the drama of things, the gossip of things that don't really matter, things that are just here to eat up and consume your time, when you just have so much going and you have so much room for opportunity to make things better for yourself. Spirit guides, what is the advice for the Taurus nation for the next 7 days? Thank you, Celine, for the well wishes. Answers are definitely coming in to unfold for you. You guys are definitely telling you this is a week of planning. They want you to be strategic about this. They want you to do some meticulous research about some things. You might come across exactly what you needed to hear or see in your situation that helps your situation along. Some of you are moving. Maybe you've been moving a lot, Taurus. Maybe you got a move that's coming up, and it seems like this move might be, you might go someplace and stay there for a while. Somebody's name is Heather or Hope. Hope. Someone's name is Heather or Hope. Or somebody has a flower name. Somebody's name could be Magnolia or Violet or Jasmine, sort of thing. You got a lot going on with your heart. It feels like there's a heart murmur. There's a gallop with your heart. Something is a little bit off there. So you could possibly be feeling some sort of flutter in your chest this week. Maybe you might go to get that checked out. So maybe there's a balloon release coming up. You might be noticing a lot of balloons. You might be releasing balloons for someone that passed away. You're going to be making a lot of steady progress, and this is what your spirit guides are saying. It matters in your situation. You don't have to move extremely fast, but your guides are telling you, pace yourself. Don't run to keep up with the pace. This might be extremely exhausting, or this might be causing you to make careless mistakes or miss certain details that are absolutely necessary for you to see this week. So your guides are saying, stay steady. Go steady. It's going to be important for you this week. With that, Taurus Nation and Cross Watchers, this concludes your 7-day forecast with Angelic Ascensions. Thank you so very much for watching. Have a beautiful, peaceful week. Taurus Nation and Cross Watchers, I'll see y'all in the next one. Virgo Nation, this is a general reading. This means that not everything that is mentioned in this reading is going to be a perfect fact in your situation. Take what resonates, disregard which is obviously not your message. Please avoid making any rash decisions based on what you hear from a general reading. You like a read based on your own personal energy. I do offer personals. My website happens to be AngelicAscensionsTarot.com. As well, at the end of this live stream, I'm offering personal readings. If you'd like to get a reading with me on YouTube Live, the line is now open. You have some blind spots in your situation, Virgo. I almost called you Taurus. This has been going on for a minute, where I'm reading for Virgo, but I'm like, Taurus is like on the tip of my tongue. You must have a Taurus cross watcher. It just seems like there's somebody you want to communicate with. And maybe you're making a decision about this, about whether or not you should say something to somebody. It looks like there's plenty that has been left unsaid. There's a lot going on with you too. Like in your internal dialogue, it just seems like there's a lot going on in your head that maybe you're not saying. You got a lot of stressful thoughts too, it looks like. A lot of tension. Looks like you're looking for the truth too. In your situation, maybe it's from a child. There's somebody that's on your mind heavy this week. What's on your mind heavy is possibly spirituality. Seems like you're really diving into spiritual things, or you're receiving a lot of spiritual downloads. Things are beginning to make sense. Your spirit guides are definitely connecting with you on a very intense level. Maybe you have some crystals around you, or maybe somebody's name is Crystal. Maybe you're looking back on opportunities that you feel like you squandered. Maybe it's with a particular person. Because it definitely feels like there's somebody that you're stalking. Or somebody is stalking you, especially on social media. Somebody might be watching you or kind of lurking around on your socials. I think somebody might be kind of like secretly obsessed with you, Virgo or cross watcher, or you could be the obsessed one, especially when it comes to an air sign. Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. You're obsessed with money. Your own or somebody else's. You want to connect with somebody. Somebody passed away in water. You might be connecting with somebody who passed away. Yeah. You got some back pain? It looks like. Definitely a standout fire sign is in your energy. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You're feeling a bit depressed. Or somebody is depressed, kind of thinking about you. And you want to reconcile with someone. Virgo, it's possibly this Taurus that we're talking about. As soon as I say that, King of Pentacles. That could be you, Virgo, but that could be this Taurus that I keep talking about. You got a Taurus child. There's a Pisces. And I think you might be reconnecting with friends. Maybe you might be spending some time by yourself. Or this is spirit guide saying, yeah, sometimes to yourself might do you some good. It looks like you're really good with animals. This is maybe spirit guides calling you outdoors. Get outside, get some fresh air. Maybe go to the park, spend some time with the kids is what this looks like. Maybe that's who you're wanting to reconcile with, as children. It looks like there's a child that might have something on their mind. Especially a Leo, Virgo. Of course, Leo is going to come out in your reading. This is Virgo, Leo is going to come out. If I do Leo, Virgo is definitely you. Virgo, you were in the Leo reading. I feel like you don't have enough money. You might be getting paid this week, though. Looks like you got some money coming in. You might be missing family. This might be a week where you might want to stretch your money. Because it looks like you might be feeling like your money is a bit stretched thin. So you might want to be strategic with how you spend. You may not be receiving some money until maybe the end of the week. Some of you could possibly be thinking about moving. There's somebody that's getting on your nerves at work. Your work environment is kind of weird. It's a bit toxic. It's a bit loud. Even if it's quiet where you work, the atmosphere just seems thick with a lot of tension. You might feel like there's somebody trying to micromanage you at work this week. Seems like you're distracted by a few things. This looks like it seems like you're concerned about your job performance. It seems like you've been concerned about your job performance for a while, and I don't understand why. It's possibly because you're very distracted. Spirit, what's going on with Virgo at work? I think it's the people that you work around. I was mentioning to you, your work atmosphere is just really full of tension. And I think you're distracted by it. Because it does look like there's a goal that you have when it comes to work. But it looks like what you're focused on is your budget. You feel like, okay, you don't have enough money for something. On top of that, it seems like there's a few things that you're concerned about. You're concerned about legal fees. You're concerned about the fact that maybe you really just, this job is getting kind of old. You're trying to keep things stable by holding on to this job, but I think that maybe you're looking for something else. Or you're starting to wonder, is it time to maybe start looking for something else? And maybe for some of you, it is. And you might be finding something in time. Okay. So I was saying that the room for growth that maybe you thought that this job had, you're starting to feel like it's just not there anymore for some of you. And maybe you're having a hard time kind of managing your time when it comes to work. So it looks like something might be unraveling a little bit, or you feel like work is unstable, or your financial situation might be unstable. Maybe this is something that happened. It seemed like maybe something unexpected happened with your finances. Something may have hit your pockets a bit hard. Or this is why Spirit Guides is saying pace your spending, Virgo or Cross Watcher. Something might come up that's a little bit unpredicted. And it might be some expenses that maybe you weren't expecting to roll in. And maybe they might do so at the worst time. So again, when it comes to your spending, you might be want to be very mindful of the way that you're spending this week. There might be an end of a contract, Virgo or Cross Watcher. It seems like you're worried about something, like you have an obstacle in front of you. It's stability. It looks like you're trying to keep stability in your situation. You want to become stable. It just seems like you feel like you're working, but you're not stable, is what this looks like. It looks like you're trying to fix some things with your credit, maybe, but I definitely see a job offer coming in for you. So some of you, maybe this is a background check coming in. There's an interview. It just seems like somebody might be sitting down with you, maybe trying to ask you some questions, get to know you, get to see what you feel for what your skills are. I think what some of you are concerned about is whether or not you're going to get let go from your job. I think that's what I was mentioning to you. You got an obstacle in front of you. You got some people that I think are being a barrier for you. It looks like you're trying to stick in there and be persistent when it comes to your work. Yet it feels like you feel like you can't get ahead financially. It seems like Spirit Guides are telling you that they want you to pivot a little bit. So maybe this is where your goals might change with work. You might be reevaluating this job altogether, is what this feels like. You might be making a huge decision. Some of you could possibly be, what am I trying to say, house hunting. You might be really looking at your spending. You might be looking at your budget. You might be cutting some things out that you feel are kind of in the way financially. You might even be looking into getting a new vehicle. Maybe you got one recently. But I think something might be going on with your vehicle. You could possibly be getting a vehicle serviced. You might feel like you're in need of some help. Be in need of that help. They might be reaching out to you for a helping hand with something financially. I think that some of you might have a legal situation that you're concerned about. Maybe that's where a lot of your finances are being funneled. Maybe it has something to do with court fees, possibly. You got some news coming in as far as court is concerned. Maybe you haven't heard from the court, or you haven't heard from your lawyer. It seems like you might be hearing from them pretty soon. There's something that it looks like you want. It looks like hard work is going to yield that positive result to you. Your guides are definitely warning you about a two-faced person this week at work. Hey, Silver Lining 1111 from Germany. Thank you for being here. You're concerned about somebody that passed. You might be thinking about somebody that passed. Maybe you have their clothing items. Somebody that passed away sees the challenges that you've been going through. They feel like you've been facing a lot, and it definitely looks like they're looking out for you. They want you to focus on your life purpose because it definitely feels like that has kind of fallen away for whatever reason. Kind of got lost in the shuffle of just life. But they're definitely saying that you're here for a purpose, and maybe you kind of forgot about that. Kind of chasing money. Spirit guys, what is the advice for the Virgo nation for the next 7 days? Your guys, they want you to go with the flow. They want you to release your grip on life. Your grip on the outcomes of things. Like you want some things to work out a certain way, but your guys are saying the best way to handle what's coming up is to be flexible and adaptable and go with the flow. Some things in your life seem concealed. Or some things in your life, it feels like you don't know what to do. Your guides are telling you, wait for the revelation. Wait for things to make sense, or wait for Spirit to give you the green light on things. Instead of being so hasty. It feels like you're very hasty. Maybe in some regard, it's not a criticism. This is your Spirit guides. You're saying, Virgo, slow down a bit. Pace yourself. Take small steps. Some people might not be on the same page as you, especially at work. They're telling you, see that. See it for the truth of what it is. Your harbor gateway. I don't know, maybe you're going to the harbor. It definitely feels like they want you to feel tranquility. They want you to go to a place where maybe you do feel comfortable, or a place that does bring you a lot of calm. It helps you ground your energy. They're telling you go to a place like this. You might be nurturing some bonds with certain people, and they're definitely telling you to take care of yourself, prioritize your well-being, be gentle with yourself. It seems like you're very critical of yourself, Virgo or Crosswatcher. This week, you guys are saying take it easy. With that, Virgo Nation and Crosswatchers, this concludes your 7-day forecast with Angelic Ascensions. Thank you, Virgo Nation and Crosswatchers, for tuning in. Have a blessed, beautiful, productive week. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out, Virgo Nation. Pisces, this is a general reading. This means that not everything mentioned here is going to be a perfect fact in your situation. Take in what resonates, disregard what is obviously not your message. Please avoid making any rash decisions based on a general. If you like a read based on your own personal energy, you can, of course, book me for a session on my website, which happens to be AngelicAscentionsTarot.com. Delicate topics are going to be discussed. Pisces. Keep that in the back of your mind as you listen, and let's dive in. Let's see what's playing out for the Pisces Nation for the next 7 days. Something's going on with your breathing. It just seems like you're very preoccupied by some things. You're very worried about things. Your nervous system feels off. There's something going on with your emotional state is what this feels like. You want success when it comes to something in your life. I think this is a court situation, to be honest. There's a lot going on social media. You spend a lot of time on Facebook, Instagram, something like that, Pisces. It's a goal that you want to achieve. It definitely feels like something is within reach. Somebody wants to have a conversation with you. And during this conversation, somebody wants to feel seen. They want to feel heard. They want to feel like the words that are coming out of their mouth mean something to you. So I'll say, there's a conversation that somebody wants to have with you. And I was telling you, somebody wants to feel safe sharing their thoughts with you. They want to feel seen. They want to feel heard by you. Somebody wants to know that the two of you are on the same page about something. Pisces. Maybe this is how you feel towards somebody. You said, am I doing Pisces next? If you're ever confused about what sign I'm on, look on the screen to the left. It'll tell you what sign I'm on. So I'm currently on Pisces. Maybe I'm late reading this. Maybe you already know I'm doing Pisces. Okay. So somebody's coming back. You might have had a separation with someone for a minute. Pisces or cross-watcher. It seems like this separation has been pretty unwanted. It's between you and an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or this water sign, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio is also the King of Swords. Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Somebody definitely feels kind of pushed out of your life. Like you locked them out of your life, Pisces. You might feel that they're toxic. Or that they have you, when they're around you, they're very triggering. Or triggering to you, or maybe some loved ones around you. So maybe you feel like it's necessary to keep your distance. It looks like somebody, it seems like there's a lot on your mind. Your mind is kind of heavy, or somebody around you is really thinking about things. It seems that there's a financial challenge. Some of you, maybe you're concerned about a living situation. Maybe somebody's living situation is a bit unsteady. And you're concerned about somebody else's finances, with their living situation. Yeah, you got a difficult time communicating with somebody, especially a father figure. It could be your dad. This is somebody you communicate, co-parent with. You're concerned about maybe not winning a court case is what this looks like. So you have child support coming in, or you got some money coming in to support a child. This is possibly somebody who might be coming in to emotionally support a child that hasn't really been around to do that for a minute. You got a Scorpio in your situation. And you got somebody with a ton of pride. You can kind of detect what might be going on with this person. It just seems like you're very intuitive. Trust your intuitive and gut feelings when it comes to children. Because I think you're right about something that maybe you're kind of feeling. Especially if this is a kid maybe trying to cover up the truth or get one over on you. Your intuition is definitely going to pick this up. There's a Gemini in your situation. You're concerned about stability. You're concerned about your household and the finances to be able to upkeep a household is what this looks like. Those of you who are concerned about a living situation or a lack of funds, it seems like something might be coming to an end pretty soon. Some of you could possibly be getting a lease, or you're purchasing a house. Some of you, maybe you're trying to sell a house. Maybe it's been quite difficult. Maybe you might be getting someone who's interested in purchasing this home so that you can move on to do something else, or to move on to maybe buy something somewhere else is what this looks like. Seems like you're trying to figure out a financial situation. Something might be a little bit finalized, especially a court situation. You might have a clash with somebody that you work with. Maybe it's your boss. You're getting paid this week. Some of you maybe you're getting your paycheck. Trying to leave a job, it looks like, but maybe you feel stuck. Maybe you've been feeling stuck for the longest. It looks like you're kind of come across a solution to whatever this is that you're worried about before the conclusion of these next 7 days. I don't think the answer really eludes you, Pisces. I think that you've seen the answer, but I think you see it crystal clear this week. If there's something that you need to pay for and you don't feel like you have the funds to do so, there's somebody the Spirit is sending to you that's going to become very helpful to you to help you through this situation. They're also talking to you about, they're telling you that they're warning you about somebody that's in your energy, especially if there's something that you're reevaluating as far as a relationship, as far as separation, and kind of putting space between you and somebody that, hey, 500. They're telling you be careful about this. Be careful about what it is that you decide. It seemed like this separation was necessary between you and this person. Maybe it might, For some of you, bring a lot of clarity. Maybe it brings room for healing. But it does look like somebody is looking for their way back when it comes to you. Career-wise, it does look like you're leveling up. And it looks like somebody's feeling a bit jealous about that. Let them feel how they gonna feel. They're not paying your bills. Pisces. You got your walls up. It does. It feels like your wall is up when it comes to something. You're withdrawn from some people. Maybe this is at work, or this is just in your life in general. Maybe this is you. Maybe this is somebody around you. Maybe somebody's afraid of making a connection. You had your differences with somebody. Maybe you had a misunderstanding, and this is why this wall is up the way that it is. Because you feel like you're chasing this vicious cycle with this person. Some sort of pattern ends up repeating itself. And so maybe you felt like you needed to take a step back with this, from this situation, so you could break free of it. Maybe for some of you, the vicious cycle is a financial thing. You're going to find the place that you're looking for, Pisces. Even if we're not talking about a physical place where you're trying to move somewhere, this feels like it's your purpose. Where you're truly meant to be, you're about to find this. And I think that your place in this world is a spiritual one, so to speak. I think that you communicate with the spirit realm. Or this is definitely the spirit realm communicating with you. This is your passed on loved ones communicating with you. Your ancestors communicating with you. They're trying to say something to you. You have a dog, Pisces? Something's going on with your health. Yours or the one, somebody around you. Somebody might be giving birth around this period of time. I think people are very inspired by you. I think you have a lot of enthusiasm for something. And I think Spirit is trying to protect you. They're trying to bring, or somebody in your energy. They want you to persevere. You're looking for some sort of success. They're saying persevere. Keep going. They're letting you know that that they're protecting you. Your ancestors, your angels, they're protecting you. They want you to be happy. You're letting life's distractions take you off course right now. And they're telling you that whatever you need, you're going to be provided for. So I think some blessings are rushing in this weekend. Whatever it is that you need help with, you guys are saying they're more than equipped to handle it for you. So you might be calling on your the spirit realm for some help. And it feels like they come in like a flood to help you with your situation, Pisces. Holy Spirit, the advice for the Pisces nation for the next 7 days. They're saying breathe, Pisces. Maybe, I don't know, somebody has asthma, pneumonia, something like this. Some sort of a breathing issue. Hyperventilating, you've got anxiety. You guys are saying breathe deeply, relax, pace your breathing. It seems like your breathing is off course. Something's going on with your nervous system. Don't back down. Stand up for what you believe is right. Somebody's pulling this out of you, or there's a circumstance where you might feel like, okay, it's necessary for you to hold your ground when it comes to something. You got some opportunities that are coming through. And your guides are telling you, be patient. There's going to be a process to something. You guys are saying, don't give up 5 minutes before the miracle, especially if we're talking about a career transition, because it does feel like some of you might be going through that. You might feel like it's time for a pivot when it comes to your work. And that's because Spirit has come in with this divine intervention, and they're saying, yes, it's time. It's time to make this change. And they want you to be open to this. With that, Pisces Nation and Cross Watchers, this concludes your 7-day forecast with Angelic Ascensions. Thank you, Pisces Nation and Cross Watchers, for coming and have a beautiful, productive week. I'll see y'all in the next one. Hey, AMC. Nation, this is a general reading. Not everything mentioned here is going to be perfectly matched to what's going on in your situation. It's not a reading like that. It's a general reading, which means it's not a personal reading. It means please don't take the information in the reading personal either. It's not a reading about an individual, meaning you. It's a general reading for the zodiac sign of Sag. Some things that mentioned in this reading may apply to you. It could be mentioned. It can apply to somebody that's around you. Chances are some of the things may not apply to you at all. Maybe these might be some things that you could be observing. The point is to listen to this with an open mind. Please avoid making any rash decisions based on a general. If you'd like a personal, my website is AngelicAscensionsTarot.com. Or stay tuned after this live session. I will be doing personals on YouTube Live. The line is open right now. As a matter of fact, those of you who would like to get on the beginner and intermediate tarot classes, take a look at my website for more details. The dates will be posted soon. Let's see what's going on with you for the next 7 days. You got a lot on your mind. There's a lot going through your thoughts. But it seems like whatever is going on in your thoughts and what's going on with your body, there's a lot of friction there for whatever reason. It seems like maybe what you're thinking about and what you're feeling don't align. This is your spirit guides telling you, relax. Think before you act. Sagittarius. Spirit guides are trying to point you in a particular direction. They're telling you, listen to what your body feels. Because it looks like there's a particular choice that you're making or you're needing to make. What is your body trying to tell you about this situation? They're saying pay attention to it. Does this feel aligned? Is your body telling you that this feels aligned, or is it telling you maybe not? I'm definitely saying pay attention to that feeling this week. Feels like you're lost. You're not lost, but you feel that way. Your guides are definitely trying to talk to you. You might have had an argument with someone or somebody around you could be going through it. Maybe they might be talking to you about their situation. Or maybe this is why you're feeling this way. It's because you're going through some tension with somebody. This person might be trying to make a comeback in your life this week. Sagittarius. It's possibly an Aries. Maybe it's you. Maybe you're realigning with yourself. It just seems like something within you seems to be a little bit off. The thing that you're concerned about the most is your money. You got a Leo in your situation. You're going through a breakup, or you have already. I think somebody may have already tried to come back and fix this with you before, and maybe it didn't stick. So right now it feels like you're focused on your finances. There might be some things off with amongst family members as well. Maybe you're suspicious of somebody that's in your energy. Sagittarius. Maybe it's a family member. Spiritually, you have a lot going on, it looks like. You have a lot of choices. Maybe some of you are moving. Some of you, you're making a choice about maybe whether or not to reconcile with someone that you've argued with recently. It doesn't even have to be that it was recent. It just seems like you may have ended off on maybe a sour note with somebody. You're saying, Sagittarius, you're cutting ties from somebody. You might feel like something is just not working out. For some of you, maybe it's a marriage. Maybe you feel like maybe some of you are not married to this person on paper. Maybe, but you definitely feel like this person was meant to be in your life for some of you. What's going on with Sag Nation? You got an air sign, Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini that's possibly going to be reaching out to you. You're going to be having a conversation with this person coming up, unless that's who you're arguing with. Or you have a history of just not being able to get along with this person. You're arguing over money. Somebody is avoiding the issue. I think you're getting tired of a repeated cycle with somebody. Same drama, different effing day. There's a lot of gossip surrounding your situation. Maybe you're concerned about what other people might be thinking about you or about your situation, Sagittarius. Definitely feels like you're stressed beyond your max right now. There's a Gemini in your situation. Your walls are way up. It seems like you feel like maybe you don't have enough funds for some things. Some of you might be concerned about a solid place to live. There's a Virgo that showed up on the scene, and that's possibly who's coming back. There's a financial situation that may end up coming back. If there's something that you didn't avoid, you are avoiding, excuse me, it seems like it comes back up. It becomes relevant again. Yeah, you have your wall up because it looks like there's somebody that's confronting you or being very combative, making a lot of assumptions about you, being manipulative in some sort of way. It's like somebody feels like you won't budge. You won't compromise. You won't give in. Or you won't let something go. Chances are this person might be coming to you within these next 7 days. Maybe in the next 1 to 3 days, this person might be reaching out to you. I think they're afraid to, though. They might have to get over their fears first. I think somebody really loves you, and I think they really want to be your partner. But for some of you, I think it's solely because somebody doesn't know how to be alone. So something has become very codependent. You might feel like somebody's looking past you and looking at everybody else. Like they're talking to everybody else, flirting with everybody else as if you don't exist. So somebody's feeling very hurt about that. It's Taurus. Who's reconciling with you is this Taurus. So you want to reconcile you, Sagittarius. You want to reconcile with this Taurus. Or a Sagittarius, maybe you got another Sag that you're thinking about. Or Gemini. Some of you, there's a divorce happening. For some of you, this divorce already took place. Some of you, it's pending. This is somebody maybe making a decision about whether or not it's time to file this. The chances are somebody already did. Something might be, like I said, in its final stages. So you're deciding that you're going to get out of this toxic situation. For some of you, the toxic situation may be work. Maybe you might feel like it's time to look for something else. Some of you practice magic, by the way. Or some of you are going to someone to maybe get some magic done. Your mother, seems like she comes up. This is your mom, your baby's mom. Maybe this is who you're having a conversation with. So do see a child in your reading. So you could possibly be discussing a child. Maybe there's a child that's going through a little something. Struggling through a little something. And maybe this is co-parenting. A co-parenting conversation, like I said, about a child. Somebody's taking some medications. It looks like maybe this is for anxiety. Spirit guys, okay, where was I going with this? Okay, got it. Spirit guys, what's going on with the zodiac sign of Sagittarius? You're planning something. You got a new idea. You got a creative project that maybe you're wanting to work on. You guys are saying some research is going to be very important in this situation. Some of you are moving. Or you feel led to go to a new city. You're looking for a change of scenery. You guys are saying, yeah, this might not be a bad time to move. So maybe you might be looking into that. Conversations are being had coming up. Somebody wants you to let your guard down. This might not be easy for somebody to let their guard down because there's a lot of heartache that this person is feeling. Maybe you might be journaling through some things this week, Sagittarius, to kind of process your feelings and get your thoughts on paper. Stay open because it does look like your spirit guides are trying to connect with you. They might be trying to talk to you in your dreams. So if you have a dream journal, you might want to keep that around. Maybe it might be difficult for you to maintain whatever this is, retain whatever information. There's an argument erupting around you. Either you're having an argument with somebody, or you might overhear something, because I did mention to you, there's gossip in your situation. So if you're arguing with somebody, somebody knows this information and they might be running their mouth about it, especially online, especially social media. Somebody's definitely looking for the truth. They're looking for receipts. They're looking for the truth. Or they have come across some receipts. Somebody's looking for the truth about you. They're going to come up with this information. They're going to find it. Especially if this involves a court situation where someone's trying to avoid or evade the truth. You got somebody in the background that's trying to aid and abet. Somebody's, am I trying to say, like they're yes men in the situation is what this is. Like someone's trying to do this with somebody's wrongdoing. Like somebody's dead wrong in a situation. You got somebody kind of cheering them on in the background and telling them, no, you're right about this. You did right, sort of thing. When really they're dead wrong. Spirit guys, what is the advice for the stagnation for the next 7 days? Your words hold power. Especially the words that you're telling yourself this week, Sagittarius. You know, be telling yourself things like I can't, or things are a struggle, or you feel overwhelmed. And these are the types of words that spirit guides are trying to eradicate out of your vocabulary this week. They want you to come from a more empowered approach. Does this mean that it's going to happen this way every day and every minute and every turn? No, we're human. But they're definitely saying that there's a problem that you're concerned about and you're kind of focused on it. And you feel like this problem is a puzzle. And because of the thoughts, the way that you're feeding yourself mentally, your nervous system is responding to it. So you're putting yourself in this fight or flight mode, and that is possibly blocking you from seeing the solution to a situation that might literally be in front of your face. Because I was telling you, your spirit guides are trying to talk to you. You're going to be receiving a lot of recognition. People are taking notice of some things that you're working on. So I feel like you're about to see the fruits of your labor. You might have some people coming in to collaborate with you. This could even be some people that might be setting their ego aside to help you to succeed with something. Or this is maybe a co-parenting situation or family situation where you're setting aside your differences for the betterment of someone else, like a child that might be in the middle of this. I think your luck is getting ready to change. It's something that your spirit wants you to see. I'm telling you, the spirit world is definitely smiling upon you. So there's some good fortune that's coming your way. I see a committed relationship coming your way also. If you're open to that. It seems like your spirit guides want you to relax a bit. They want you to bask in the moment. Spend some time relaxing, daydreaming, looking at the clouds. Something as random as that. It's got to clear your mind. So that your guides can speak to you. Because it seems like they have a lot to say this week. And with the hustle and bustle of everything that's happening in your life, it might be easy to miss these very important messages. This concludes your 7-day forecast with Angelic Ascensions. Thank you for watching. Blessed, beautiful, productive week. I'll see y'all in the next one. Gemini, this is a general reading. This means that not everything that's mentioned here is going to be a perfect fact in your situation. Listen to it for what resonates. Disregard the things that are obviously not your message. And those things that are not your message may have been intended for somebody else to hear. Please avoid making rash decisions based on a general. You like a read based on your own personal energy, you can of course book me for a session on my website, which happens to be AngelicAscensionsTarot.com. Also on my website are beginner and intermediate tarot classes. Those of you who would like me to teach you tarot, take a look at my website for more details. The information is upcoming about the next classes that are coming in. Delicate topics are going to be discussed. Take it as a trigger warning. There's some deception around you, Gemini. Chances are you already know about this deception. Seems like you're concerned about your living situation and the stability of it. You might be frustrated with somebody this week. Maybe you might feel like it's best to delete this person's number, or you just don't want to talk to them. You're avoiding their calls. Maybe you're not feeling well. Something's going on with your stomach area. And I definitely feel like there's some conflict around you that maybe you're trying to avoid. Your mind is focused on money. Maybe you're trying to improve a financial situation, or somebody around you might be. Maybe somebody might be going through some financial setbacks of their own. Gemini. Seems like you've been relying on other people. You got some people that are relying on you. And like I was telling you, it looks like you're trying to straighten out a financial situation. So maybe right now you're not, you're not proud of where you are financially. Maybe you feel like you should be further along in your financial journey in your life than you are right now. I don't know what happened. Maybe it'll come up in the reading. It does look like it's just a lot that you're dealing with right now. Your dreams are definitely calling for you to follow them. Excuse me. And I do feel like there's some success. If you stay persistent, you're going to see things end up paying off for you in the end. You're really worried. It just seems like you're really distracted. Maybe this has something to do with this King of Wands. Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Maybe things are off between you and this King of Wands. I think you're looking for reciprocity. I think you want to feel like there's equality in a situation. That what you have to say in a situation matters just as much as what they have to say. Maybe you feel like somebody's coming and starting a fight. Maybe this is somebody trying to overpower you in a conversation. Maybe this is a power move for somebody. Maybe you feel like somebody has done something to you that you feel it wasn't fair. That you weren't worthy of that type of treatment. You're suspicious of somebody. You're calling somebody on their BS. You recognize you recognize the deception in somebody. I think you're calling it out. And I think somebody's scared that you're going to call them out. They're a bit nervous that their cover is going to be blown. Gemini. This might be going on at work. You got a deceased relative, a passed on departed soul that's definitely helping you with something in your situation. Be mindful of people in your social circle, especially people that you work with, co-workers. Somebody's energy is effed up. I'm not going to say their energy is off. I'm saying that somebody is just, I mean, how else can I say it? Their energy is effed up. You might notice this. I don't know if it's their tone of voice, what they're saying to you, but it definitely feels like somebody's trying to paint the wrong picture about you. Not only are they doing that, it looks like they're also trying to convince other people that you are a certain way and this information may not be the truth. You might be tempted to get caught up in your mind about this person that's at work. Maybe reliving what somebody else said or did over and over in your mind. That's how they want it. That's their whole objective, is to get in your head and F with your mind. Somebody's doing work on you. It's mental magic. It might be through a whole bunch of manipulative words. It might be through threats. I'm not sure what this is. But like I said, somebody said something to you or could be saying something to you, and you're getting caught in this loop. And you guys are saying break out of these moments. Gemini, don't give this person this much power over you, because it looks like that's what they're looking for. Especially if we're talking about magic and somebody doing this on you. They want you to believe that their magic is supreme over yours, or that they got you in a chokehold with their magic, when really and truthfully, that's an illusion. And it might feel like this magic has been working for a minute, or this manipulation tactic they're using has been working for quite a while. But that's an illusion. You guys are saying go outside and clear your mind. Gemini, that's going to be something that's very important this week. Somebody's reconnecting with you. All of a sudden, this could be your mom. Your mom might be concerned with you. Or maybe you and your mom have been having tension. This is Gemini. There's a Pisces. There's an Aries. It seems like there's some decisions that you're making possibly about these people. Either these decisions involve these people. I'm not sure. Taurus shows up. Aquarius shows up. Virgo shows up. You're upset with somebody, possibly this King of Pentacles, who could be a Virgo. Go Taurus or Capricorn. That's who's contacting you this week. What do they want? They want forgiveness. They want forgiveness, but without the apology, possibly. Maybe they are giving an apology. Excuse me. You could be questioning the validity of the honesty behind this apology. I don't know. It looks like some of you are concerned about job security. Or somebody in your energy is talking to you about their situation and they're concerned about whether or not they're going to have a job. Somebody might be concerned about their marriage. Your thoughts are scattered. Nobody's married, and this is like somebody's concerned about their relationship. And if it's going to last. You're concerned about a lot of things. Your money. You might feel like you don't have enough to go around. It seems like there's a mother figure that might be frightened for a kid. And something is going on with somebody's mental health this week. I hear Sagittarius. It's your opposite sign. Some of you, you're dealing with a Sag. Or you have Sag placements. You want to get some ice cream? Random side note. What's going on with Taurus? There is a Sag in your situation. Some of you are going grocery shopping. Are you concerned about... Yeah. Dang it. Dang it, Gemini. It just seems like you're concerned about everything under the sun. You're concerned about a relationship. You're fighting with somebody. Or somebody around you, you're noticing fighting. And you're observing this. And you're concerned about it. Let's see. Let's see what's getting ready to happen. Spirit guides are trying to get your attention. You've been trying to for a while. Been trying to give you the higher wisdom that you've been looking for, the answers to things that you've been looking for. They've been calling it out in many different ways. Where you might feel like you're losing a particular situation, you feel like something is lost. Your guys are saying, no, there's a bigger picture behind this. Even if it seems like it's unclear, it's all happening for a reason. Your career feels like it's on the upswing. Maybe some of you are going to school. Maybe some of you are aligning with your purpose. This is what this looks like. Some of you are moving, and you're concerned about financial security. Or the financial security of somebody else. Especially a Leo. You got some decisions, but your guys are saying before you make these decisions, get some sleep. Your mind is exhausted. Why are you so sad? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Anyway, your guides are telling you that they want you to get into something creative. You got some exciting opportunities that are getting ready to come up. This is your guys telling you to do things that you're passionate about. There's also some things that maybe you left incomplete. You might be going back to finish some things that you started. This is going to school. Maybe you started school. Maybe you're going back and finishing that degree. You got a contract that's getting ready to come in. This is a pretty good contract. They want you to stay focused. You got a love situation that's getting ready to come in. Some opportunities in school that's getting ready to come in. Some of you could possibly be getting a scholarship. for school, or you got some school money coming in for you. They're telling you that you might be on the verge of giving up. They're telling you don't. You got a lot going on around this period of time. It seems like you're multitasking. Some of you might be working multiple jobs. You're just doing the job of many different people, maybe in your household. You guys are saying, yeah, you're going to be able to maintain what's on your plate. But they're definitely telling you to look at your budget, Gemini. You might feel like you don't have enough time in the day to get certain things done. But if you manage your time right, it looks like you're going to find a solution to that. Now, there's this drama queen that's staring me down in the cards. It's almost like, I know it's a card, but it's almost like her eyes were real for a second, because there's a lot of energy coming off of that card. So I think that's pretty real in your situation. Where somebody just really has their eye on you, or somebody's giving you the evil eye. They got a lot of drama that they're trying to bring to a situation. I think you see it, and I think that this comes off of the fact that you got some good things coming in, or some good things begin to play out, and somebody's watching you, and they begin to notice. And you might notice the goofy energy coming off somebody that's kind of giving you this really weird expression. It could be through the computer screen or through your phone screen, because some of you are on social media. The advice, Holy Spirit, for the Gemini nation for the next 7 days. The advice, Holy Spirit, for Geminis. Hey, JCR's journal. Some of you are going through a career transition. Career is changing. The advice from your guides. They're saying everything is happening exactly as it is supposed to. With hidden blessings, you will soon understand. All is well. It might not feel that way. They're basically saying everything is happening for a reason. Everything is aligning in a certain way, because it might need to be that way right now to get you ready for some sort of change that's coming up. A change is coming up in your situation. It might have something to do with a legal situation. And they're saying that this situation is going to be handled in a very fair manner. The judge that you're getting is going to be one that is looking at a situation from a very fair and balanced perspective. With that, Gemini Nation and Cross Watchers, this concludes your 7-day forecast with Angelic Ascensions. Thank you so much for Gemini Nation and Cross Watchers for watching. Have a blessed, productive week. I'll see y'all in the next one. Libra Nation, this is a general reading. Not everything mentioned is going to be a direct fact in your situation. Listen for what resonates, disregard the rest. Please avoid making any rash decisions based on a general. If you like a personal reading, my website happens to be AngelicAscensionsTarot.com. Delicate topics will be discussed. Let's get into it. Tarot classes are still available. Check out my website for more details. Libra, a lot going on in your mind. You're focused on some negative memories. Like you're rewinding something over and over in your head about something that happened to you in the past. Let's see what this is. What's going on with you? It might involve a Sagittarius. Or you might have Sag placement, Sun, or rising. You got an emotional charge, it looks like, tied to a particular memory. And whatever this memory is, it seems like it's causing you to feel rejected. It doesn't look like it's a positive memory. Some of you, you're connected with somebody who smokes weed. It's an observation. I'm not criticizing anybody for smoking weed. I'm not criticizing you, period. There's somebody who's very loud in your situation. Libra. Loud, obnoxious. Feeling triggered. I think you're feeling triggered by your thoughts. Your thoughts about money. You might be tempted to talk to somebody about things. Possibly a Leo. Or another Libra. There's a child in your energy that spirit guides are calling your attention on about. Seems like you're very stressed out. Some of you are Libra, Virgo, cusp. If we're going to talk about Virgo, we're also going to talk about Leo. Virgo and Leo will always come out in the reading together, as well as you. Libra, if Leo or Virgo shows up, you're there. I think you're on the cusp of Libra and Virgo. You're born later in September, it looks like. Some of you are concerned about, I said, maybe an October Libra. Or these are the people that are showing up in your energy. Your feelings are hurt about something that somebody said. Or you might have hurt somebody's feelings, possibly a family member. You're going to court about some things. The court date coming up. You guys want you to have peace of mind about a situation. Maybe you don't feel like you have the funds to take care of a legal situation. Or a legal situation is draining your pockets. For some of you, it's a divorce that you're concerned about. Maybe you feel like you don't have enough money to file. I'm not sure what this is. Looks like you're trying to get away from somebody. What in the world? You got a snake around you. I was telling you, somebody's talking to you crazy. Somebody's tongue is venomous. There's a lot of gossip in your situation. I don't know. Sometimes gossip can be harmful. I'm not sure. Let's look into this. Some of you are writers. Maybe you're writing something to somebody. You might be hungrier than usual and doing a lot of snacking this week, Brooke. Libra. You're a Virgo cross watcher. I think that's who you're not getting along with, is a Virgo. In fact, that might be who you're leaving. It looks like you're leaving the situation. It says Libra. You might be leaving a job. It seems like your boss is really getting on your case this week. That might be who's talking to you crazy. Unless you're getting into it with your boss. It just seems like you're butting heads with somebody. It might be your partner. So this say some of you might be getting a divorce. Or you're separating. If you're not married on paper from someone, then it looks like you're going your separate ways. I want to call you Aries so badly. I think that might be who's here in your reading. Well, yeah, we talked about there being Aries in your reading, but I think that might be who you're having a clash with. A lot of angry words that are being said. But I also feel like there's somebody that might be suppressing their feelings. Yeah, you're moving on. Some of you, you're adjusting to single life. Maybe you might be meeting up with friends, talking to them about some things that are on your mind. Some of you were in a third party, or you were emotionally tied to somebody, and they were in a relationship with somebody else. It looks like that person is no longer with the person that they were with before. And maybe they might be making their way back to you. So some of you, you might be meeting somebody brand new. You might be, I hear a song by Brandy playing. The song is Baby, Baby, Baby. Somebody have a baby? Maybe somebody calls you that. Maybe somebody's name is Brandy. Was Brandy in the early 2000s? 90s, maybe the 90s was relevant for you in some sort of way. The 90s, the early 2000s, and this is when somebody was born. Because I hear a baby. Did you have a baby that was maybe born in the 90s, the early 2000s? Or you're concerned about your baby. You might have 3 kids. Somebody might have 3 people that they're dealing with. Like they might be in a whole relationship with somebody, but have several people that they're talking to. Thing is, it looks like somebody wants to rekindle a situation with you. Somebody left, obviously. Left not under the greatest of terms. It looks like somebody's like spinning the block on you, though. They might be coming back. Somebody might have a changed mind about a situation. That's interesting. So somebody might be approaching you. If they're not approaching you this week, some of them are not, Somebody might be approaching you in the next coming months. Somebody might have wanted to say something to you for a while, Libra. It looks like life kind of got in the way. Their pride too. Find out some things, it looks like you did. Or this is somebody that maybe is coming to look for clarity from you. Maybe they want closure. What you received clarity about is that they were dealing with a lot of different people. You guys are saying this situation is a little bit risky. Libra, going back and maybe having a conversation with this person, or maybe considering taking them back. They're saying this is a bit shaky. It's a bit risky. This person has had addictions. And it's not to hold these addictions against them, but it does feel like these addictions in some way are causing problems for your relationship with this person. This person has deceived you. And they're saying that this person is still deceptive. Or there might be some things that they're not ready to own up to, and they might still continue to be deceptive about some things. So they're definitely telling you, listen to your intuition. It's a legal situation that I think that you're about to overcome. Maybe you're looking to get compensated for something that might be going on legally. So maybe this court date is coming up at a later time. Maybe you'll see someone in court meeting in August. Maybe someone's a Leo. I did say Virgo. Holy Spirit, the advice for the Libra Nation for the next 7 days. You're dealing with an Aquarius, same card. Or is this Cancer? You know what to do. Excuse me. Trust your inner wisdom and take appropriate action without delay. There's something that you're worried. You are worried about some things, yes. But they're saying you already know what to do. Follow what your gut feeling is telling you to do without delay. You got a victory on the way. Your prayers have been heard and answered. Have faith. There's something that you are worried about. You guys are telling you it's already done. Have faith. Libra, a cross watcher. They're talking to you about your health. Maybe you're deciding to change something about your health or about your lifestyle. And your guys are saying, be attentive to yourself this week. The things that you're putting into your body, your mind, your spirit, they're telling you, pay attention to these things. You might be, like I said, be more conscientious about what you're putting in your body. Something's going on with work. And I definitely feel like there's a parent-child situation that maybe you're trying to get figured out. With that, Libra Nation and Cross Watchers, this concludes your 7-day forecast with Angelic Ascensions. Have a blessed, beautiful, productive week. Libra Nation. Last but never least, Capricorn Nation. Capricorn, this is a general reading. This means not everything that is mentioned here is going to be a direct match to what's going on in your situation. Visit this with an open mind. Please avoid making any rash decisions based on a general. If you'd like to read based on your own personal energy, my website happens to be AngelicAscensionsTarot.com. We're going to go over delicate topics. Capricorn, we always do. Take it as a trigger warning. Let's dive in. See what's playing out for you over the next 7 days. You're concerned about your money. You feel like you don't have enough for something. Queen of Cups comes up in your reading. Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. Then who falls out right behind her is a Queen of Wands. It's a Libra in your situation. Somebody lying on you too. It might be this Libra. They're a Libra cross watcher. Somebody's doing work on you, Capricorn, to impact your money. Yeah. This might be somebody you work with. Maybe it's your boss or a competitor. Somebody who's trying to be a competitor with you. There's a Scorpio. Some of you are moving, by the way, or somebody in your energy is moving. Yeah. I don't know. Is this what you're fixated on? Because I'm trying to tell you, somebody's doing work on you. Like they're trying to control your situation. Your financial situation. You might not feel like you're in control of your finances, but this person wants to be. Through magic, Aquarius shows up at the bottom. You might feel like you're at your rope with this when it comes to this situation with this person. Some of you might be teachers, or you're concerned about what's going on with your kids in school. Spirit guides, what's going on? I want to call you Sagittarius. I think some of you might be on the cusp of the Sag Capricorn, of the cusp of Sagittarius and Capricorn. Somebody's pregnant. Somebody could be entering the last trimester of their pregnancy. You got some things getting ready to happen. Now it's the right time for certain things. Maybe before it wasn't. What's going on between you and this person? You're tired of the drama. You're having drama with somebody that you work with. And I think you're just over it when it comes to this. I think you're concerned about what somebody is doing. Maybe overly concerned. I also feel like somebody's concerned about you. Somebody might want to send you some messages. You're on somebody's mind heavy, Capricorn. They might be kind of formulating what they want to say to you in their mind. They might even be writing it down in a text. But maybe they don't have the courage to kind of send this message to you. This might be your father or somebody you co-parent with. Seems like you're concerned about debt too. Yeah, that goes back to this whole financial situation that you're trying to get out of. Somebody in your situation is trying to make things incredibly difficult for you when it doesn't have to be that way. Why? Yeah, let's answer that question. Spirit guys, why is this happening with Capricorn? Why is this person doing this to Capricorn? Something might be going on at home as well. It seems like somebody might be trying to swindle you or somebody that you love. Whoever this is that's lying about situations or doing something against you is getting ready to be exposed. Seems like there's some discrimination in your situation and there's some gossip. Word on the street, Capricorn, the cross watcher, is that you're having money problems and that you don't have a home. Or you're worried about your home situation. People are definitely seeing what's going on at work. I think this is where the discrimination is. This is where the gossip is. It's at work. Maybe you're afraid of what's going on at work or what might be coming up next. You're afraid about the sustainability of your income or a job, is what this looks like. So I think you could possibly be rebranding yourself when it comes to work. It definitely feels like you feel burned by somebody that you do work with or that you did trust. Chances are you're communicating with this person this week. No, I already said that somebody's doing work on you. Some of you are leaving an abusive relationship. And somebody is okay, that's why. They're targeting you because they feel like you're an easy target. Somebody feels like you're a bit of an overachiever, Capricorn, or cross-watcher, or that something that you're working on is maybe picking up momentum. So it seems like somebody is hell-bent on trying to stop it for you. And it might be somebody who's not wrapped too tight. It looks like somebody's a bit unhinged. Somebody might be seeing you do something that you absolutely love. Or this is your spirit guide saying, yeah, something might be shifting for you. Capricorn, a cross watcher. It does seem like spirit is trying to elevate you to the next level. Your reputation seems like it's starting to build. And it seems like somebody feels threatened by that, jealous of it. Thing is, somebody's been doing work on you. Now it seems like something is coming to a conclusion. Now there's an opportunity for happiness. Something is getting ready to shift in your situation. You got some things coming in that you're going to be celebrating. This is you giving gratitude to your angels and your guides for helping you with something. It seems like they're bringing you a lot of peace and a lot of prosperity. You might be getting some advice about some things. Or if this is you feeling confused about maybe some next moves in your life, your guides are letting you know the answers will come. Some of you are concerned about a legal situation, a court situation that might be upcoming. Maybe some finances. This might be where your finances might be affected by this legal situation, which I think that's you're gonna come out victoriously with this legal situation. You have a fight, a battle on your hands with this, though. There's somebody that has a lot of regret about maybe cheating on you. Somebody feels like they've lost you and that you blocked them, Capricorn. They're regretting not having put in the effort they could have in a situation, and not maybe being more of an enemy than anything in your situation as well, with your connection with them. Again, there's a child or more than one. That's the spirit guides are saying, pay attention to what's going on with these children. It looks like there's a child that's really pulling at your energy. You have a family member or two that's returning, and you have a love interest that's coming in on the scene, especially somebody that was in your past, possibly a Virgo or an Aries. With work, it feels like you're rebuilding, you're replenishing yourself. With your energy, you've been very burnt out. You might be doing some home decorations, maybe some home repairs. Maybe you're contacting maintenance for something. I'm also seeing you getting the keys to something. This could be a new place. It could be a new vehicle. Maybe you're looking into getting a new vehicle. Maybe you're doing some car shopping. I'm not sure. Work. It seems like you're tuning somebody out. Or this is something that your spirit guides are saying, that they're recommending that you do, because it seems like you're giving something or someone too much power, when they really don't have the power that maybe you're giving the situation, because you're feeding it with all this mental power. Your mind is extremely powerful, Capricorn, to the point that I think that you underestimate how powerful your mind is. You guys are saying, why give in? Why give so much power to what these people are saying or doing? You've grown, you've changed as a person. Or this is your spirit guide saying, take this spirit, this season in your life to grow and change, and to block out the interference the certain people that are your enemies are trying to bring in the situation. It's like they're trying to overtake your reading, to be honest. They're coming in bringing a ton of conflict. Some things that where you could work with someone, work together with them, it just seems like somebody's trying to oppose something that you're doing so hard. And it feels like conflict to you. And it seems like maybe going to work is something that you're kind of dreading. So you guys want you to find inner peace before you walk through those doors at work this week. Because it seems like somebody is trying to throw you off for whatever reason. There's a goal that you're trying to achieve. It feels overwhelming. Maybe this is the daily grind that seems overwhelming. Something's getting ready to come to an end, though. Your commitment to something is going to be tested. You're questioning somebody's intentions this week. And there's some things that have you left incomplete. You're going back to complete these things because they're crying out for your attention. Somebody's birthday is coming up, or we're talking about a Taurus. So you could possibly be meeting up with someone or communicating with them for their birthday. Or this is someone possibly reaching out to you. Capricorn, your birthday is a bit far away. But maybe somebody might be talking to you around that period of time. Maybe something might drag on for that long. Or it might seem like it's dragging on for a while. Look into what's going on with your car. Maybe it's low on fuel, Capricorn. Or maybe that's you. Maybe you're kind of like you're burnt out, it looks like. But your social battery is kind of burned out when it comes to people in this week. Anything else, Holy Spirit, for the zodiac sign of Capricorn for the next 7 days? Yeah. I hear mayday, mayday. You're going through a financial crisis. I think there's a solution to this, and I think Spirit is really trying to show it to you. But they're also trying to show it to you for the longest time, Capricorn, but you just go to the doctor, please. Because it seems like Spirit guides are telling you, take care of this heart problem. Some of you might have heart disease, or somebody around you possibly does. Somebody older in age. Yeah. There's a child that really wants you to be admirable. They want you to give them some confidence boost about their achievements. Or they might just need that from you. They might be kind of struggling with their self-esteem or something that they're dealing with when it comes to something that they're trying to accomplish. And maybe this is a child that looks up to you. It may not even be a child. This could be a whole adult. So you might be giving that confidence to someone. There's somebody in your reading that's showing up as part of the military. Maybe somebody was in the service. Maybe this is somebody that passed away. Or this is some of you, maybe some of you could be thinking about leaving the military. So this is a veteran. You want somebody to see your point of view? They might. They possibly might. And you might be connected to someone through music. Maybe there's somebody that passed, and maybe there's a particular song that takes you back down memory lane of somebody that passed away. You're very generous, Capricorn, a cross watcher. It seems like you're very concerned about family and home. Your guys are telling you that there's some decisions that you're making this week. They want you to be very practical about these decisions. They want you to take a sensible approach with something that might be coming up. Possibly with this King of Swords that you're not talking to. Spirit guides, what is the advice for the Capricorn nation for the next 7 days? Once again, your spirit guides are talking to you about your health. Something's going on here. They're telling you to take care of yourself. It just seems like you're exhausted. You're worried. You're worried about a particular person. You're worried about something in it. There's somebody coming in to try to reassure you of something as well. That maybe they want to be around. You're releasing the old and the new can enter. Something's going on with your bowels too. Your gut health. You're going through a career transition. It looks like some of you Capricorns, new opportunities are definitely coming into you for you this week. I talked to you about letting go of old things so that new things can enter. It seems like your guys are saying that's absolutely important. It looks like you have a brilliant idea that maybe you're coming across, Capricorn. You guys are saying this idea is divinely guided. Go through with this, do the follow through necessary to bring this idea into fruition. With that, Capricorn Nation and Cross Watchers, this concludes your 7-day forecast. This concludes the All Signs reading.